understand what UNESCO is, what it stands for, because we have a representative from the country office that I will not disclose now, that I would love to take, okay, my eyes are reporting me, that I would love to keep a mystery, and you will get to know that person when they come through to the stage. So thank you very much. Progressing on to our next agenda, the debate topics for today are clear. One of them is speaking about the special needs that children living with HIV have in the school system. Do we believe they do have special needs or they do not? Should they receive special support or they shouldn't? That's up for you to decide. The other debate is about ending HIV by 2030. Is it a reality or we are lying to ourselves? And what is the role of young people in achieving this? So this is going to be the discussion that we shall have at a later time. But just like our prayer was, God help us change the fear into confidence. And one of those ways is through us breaking the ice. In Ginger here, we have a team of young people who went ahead and formed a culture troupe. So at this very moment, I'd love to welcome the Batabazi culture troupe, led by our one and only Mr. Nyanzi Huzairu. You are welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nyanzi Huzairu. One of the founders of Ginger Network of Young People Living with HIV. We are here in Ginger. Our main mandate is to ensure inclusive, non-discriminatory, and supportive environment for young people living with HIV. We want to thank all the schools in Ginger City that collaborated with us to see that today we are here having the grand finales of these inter-school debates. We also want to take the opportunity to thank Ginger City. Much as we are young, you granted us the opportunity to work with you. You granted us the support that all we needed to see that we are here today and to see that we were able to go through all the competitions we had before we came here. As a network of young people living with HIV, I see this as a success. More so at our level, at our first year of implementation, this is a success for us. And it's a signal of growth, a signal of being mentored, that we are ready to take on even greater initiative other than this. I want to thank UNIPA for continuous support and mentorship. We want to thank our national and international partners for always coming on ground and support and believe in the power of young people. And to young people who are here from the different schools, yeah, it is just the start of life. Let us embrace learning. Let us accept the changes that comes with learning. Let us always go out and learn. Let us not get tired of learning. HIV has changed so much. Let us accept the changes that has come with HIV. I want to conclude by thanking my team at Juniper for working very tirelessly. I remember we left here very late yesterday. Thank you so much. You can stand up for recognition. You can stand up. John. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I want to welcome my amazing dancers to come and entertain you. Thank you so much. DJ.
abaire batudoga abatweta badofu buli omu yatereka busoga mbwemba kwatulema buli kimu bazalawa batunanansa batufutyanka oti mama toyizaki kuti busoga eri wala inongo bye mukubwatuka n'abagatwendanga bitandiza okubawomera nali kwembalala mwankoleeyo mama kyawamu nakubonera ebinyankolewe bitengesa emibiri tuuka mukambala obona olusoga lulitabuka tuli kukinisa abaganda matinabuuza swengere mendo nimizimba tibakubye nguliko leka ebuna ebyalo mu busoga nebunayira alinga sendo ngendo bandangali bani bwenda mulawa lazima ndi mutemajambia kiwulire bwesinda wulire ekigabe mendo ninisimba tibakubye kyoninka ntyakalwalwalwa busoga tusedeyo tusedeyo paka mu bundongi tusedeyo badodoga ino mulono lwegebye tusedeyo paka mu bundongi tusedeyo tubakubye engoma wulira wedema kuti kona jowalibalitabula idaba n'obusoga okweyagalira mu buntonyi bwa duniya lelo lile batulombotereza ku byabusoga abasinga n'olukono asimba kubatuse kunina ige ale igala bitole mpaka mu buntonyi busoga mulagala okwakuba ebikwamba busoga kibwendeza wefunananga nibye mutakola ndida kuwaya ku byabusoga nize ibanda ndi mulangire wayokabagaga twekolera twaguma okuterekebwa kuba twebenagatakula okulya tagenda katibona n'alambuka twetanda bwakwambagana kuba bembona abasinga n'okuba obulungi bona begema bitole nze omulangira kalema neyambona olusozi tinkala yeida yansindika tija abakabola tonatona kuli we tuli atunuwera tawaliwesaba mbigisegeza gitali bwensolo terazinga wabusoga ejaga nejanga bukedega buferugano nagakonwa tusedeyo paka mu bundongi tusedeyo badodoga ino mulono lwegemye tusedeyo paka mu bundongi tusedeyo tubakubye engoma wulira wedema mama amatino kundita wulira ekidongo bana basinakubye mumpe kisibiro nesire bana kali kunsiwa oyatayendeza busoga je yetugendayira ngoba abagenda muziki gwa busoga musembye nakyo bana tuli bangabi obusoga buleire busoga itala lya uganda kiri mu byafaayo tenga inuma tenga ai oitanga twatatya bulolumbe lunasi kidera ikubya budyope nebuna abena buganza imwe mwebale nakoma bukoli nebulyangada abena mutumba imwe mwebale niwale busede idinda mwebale abena mwendwa nebulyansine niwale kamulye mayuge mwebale abekaliro tusima bongerwa niwale bugiriganga mwebale abemakabage wasimba niwale luka bulanga mwebale
One more time. At the rate at which these people are getting money, put the music, I also dance. I also want that money. But you guys are still performing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do we have anyone that thinks they can challenge them? Keep that energy. We are going to challenge them later in the day, okay? So what we're going to do now, it's time for our break tea. Please listen to the instructions clearly. Immediately after our break tea, we shall proceed with the first debate. The first debate is going to be between MM Wanyange Primary School and Musana Primary School. When you look at the cards on the table, you will know which team is sitting where. I kindly request that as we go for break, that debaters' teams from the different schools go first. Then as you finalize to pick your tea, and like I said, you'll pick your tea and come back and we proceed. So as you pick your tea, they'll take their seats and we shall get the briefing of how we're going to be doing the debates. Is that clear? Okay. I'm hoping, did your prayer include the 140? It included in the confidence. Let's eat that tea with confidence. Let's go. Enjoy your breakfast. You guys don't want to go for breakfast. Enjoy your breakfast. Great.
DJ Bolt in the building.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals they in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish they won't fight us. If them they run them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap be no wrong. But it they rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. For me, Jack Bata, I dey go Ghana. You never thought you dey from papas. Which kind of money we never see before. Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay. Can never take my cake away. Ajay, you can't count my grace. I just day my lane. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap. But it they rush quite well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap in the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It they rush quite well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us. Now gotta make my top in the rush. The kind money we talk. They rush right when they be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. No darling with us. There's no darling.
And I've been living fast life, but I see it in slow. Oh no, and you see my lifestyle, I got cheese in the tub. See many people there outside where they feed man's oboe. Oh no, and me I stand the defender like Joseph Yobo. But girl say she want Netflix and chill, so I chatty get even warning. If you fall in love, Kelly satin. You go to breakfast, I'm not capping. Can you see dripple, I'm not catching. I'm not faking this, no fugazi. You see these feelings, I'm not catching. I'm a quest and feet, I just want the happiness. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Business. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night.
FINESS, if it be the reason why your baba want to jealous me. If you want to take I'm serious, I do top speed. No fit to resonate, I'm on a different frequency. I don't think it's necessary. I'll be done with somebody that could do like me. When I be like Musala coming off the right wing, I cut to your defender, you no need to tell me. I'm a horse, finesse. And you know, say me, I'm a snap. I go carry go. If me, I got money past you. If you're not careful, finesse. You know, say me, I'm a snap. I go carry go. If me, I got money past you. If you're not careful,
Business. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Business. If I broke, now my business. All I show you, you go right. All I care for the night.
Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina, with my Angelina. Oh me all down. Anytime when I see you for the club or the television, your body. Sure you know say the thing when you carry 50 kill somebody. You know I feel a vibe, you feel a vibe, so baby whine about me. Yeah, and I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, 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 on the low.
And a bag full of feelings, and a house full of regrets. This baggage is can't fit to no plane, don't mean to digress. I wanna know, what's the reason why you move this slow? As you move, no, they cross my lane. Sure, the nonsense, my best to mommy. My best to mommy. If you get the problem, my best to mommy. My best to mommy, I defy my own demons, don't you see? Don't you see if you get the problem? My best to mommy, no. Oh yeah, mommy, choco, mommy, go. And I know for life for you, mommy, yo, go loco, mommy, yo. I mean, not they love, but they try me, yo. Say my kind life, no they funny, yo. Many things I seen, feed up by me, yo. Big money, man, nothing tiny, yo. I mean, not they take man, I find my own demons. Keep the bad energy going. Play with no time when you see us. We got the right energy on. Bust to the rhythm, nothing long. Yeah. We fly with the thing on. Yeah. And who know they grind, know they belong. Yeah. Bad energy, you know, come aside. Show the nonsense, my best to mommy. My best to mommy. If you get the problem, my best to mommy. My best to mommy. I defy my own demons, don't you see? Don't you see if you get the problem? My best to mommy.
I don't charge my energy, I no get time for no enemy. To repay to me.
DJ Bolt in the building.
Nothing with person never see. I'm on nothing with person never see. Forget it, I say fashi. Money soon expected. Take our body agent. I take her to the person. Je. I'm in the answer, then yes sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though I know say I'm special. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something. Go back to fele, I can't something. You want job, but you never work. Should not because myself I never talk. I look life you go, I shall no say the time go come, mama, I no say the time go come. When you no go fit the line, mama, life not on python. Whether you like or not, go back to me, basically go pass. So yeah, keep me jack on bow. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. Go back, fele, I can't something.
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me no, oh, baby, gon' give me your lo. You got me like whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo. I see this fine girl from my party, she wear yellow. Every other girl they do too much, but this girl mellow. Now in my divine situation, I go use they tell I'm mellow. Finally I find way to talk to the girl, but she ain't no one follow. Who you gonna phone for one? When you know I go for one, then I start to feel a bum. But she dey give me small one. I know, say she's a bit pass it down one. But she feeling insecure, cause her friends go they come a light ring go on.
Yeah, I know we look shy, but for you I get down low. And my hips make you cry when I'm moving around you. Do it once, do it twice. I push back, you hold me tight. Get a taste for a night. Baby, show me you can calm down. Dance with me and take the lead now. Got you so high that you can't come down. Don't you ask, you know you're allowed. When it's you, I can't say no. Baby, give me low. You got me like Shawty gon' give me a
low-key, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys, them know me. Since 06, I've been writing this story. I know be OG, but if you ask them know me. I know they blow trees, only lonely me lonely. Music chose me, just know this and know peace. I dey low-key, but I'm never lonely. Sexy ladies, come wine for me slowly.
day, yeah. Try what I do if you're not the fair. My money they tell me to disappear, yeah. So come and help me, cause I don't pray. My man, I don't pray. Come on, man, I can't stay for one place. For God's sake, my day. Don't take my friend away from you.
DJ Bolt in the building.
Color your crocodile, no cookies, locoto. Body they throw me like a bono. Body they rising my no. I say color your crocodile, no cookies, locoto. Jelly they bossy my pololo. Jamaica salute your commando. Girl, if you balance, Diego, I give you paper. No go do me, Diego, my Maradona. Girl, if I lap your sueto, I'm a farisa. Girl, your back, keep it connected. And I can follow your cresco. Today, dame creso. Pay for your waist, and I could pay for your lace. Pay for your waist. Today, dame creso. Pay for your waist, I could pay for your lace. Girl, if you balance, Diego, I give you paper. No go do me, Diego, my Maradona. Girl, if I lap your sueto, I'm a farisa. Girl, your back, keep it connected. And I can follow your cresco.
Money fall on you, banana fall on you, Prada fall on you, cause I'm in love with you. Money fall on you, banana fall on you, paparazzi follow you, cause I'm in love with you. Yeah, are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah. I don't wanna be a player no more. Yeah. I don't wanna be a player no more. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, I'm on Nintendo. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, I'm on Nintendo. Money fall on you, banana fall on you, Prada fall on you, cause I'm in love with you.
Hello.
Money fall on you, banana fall on you, paparazzi follow you.
I know some of us are still getting our tea, but we cannot wait for everyone to pick tea. I think, could we please have the music produced? We shall have time for Peru Para later. So we are going to progress with the first debate. And as I was getting ready to come up to invite the schools, I was asked a question that I would love to give guidance on. For this particular debate, we are going to solely or entirely depend on the four speakers on the floor. Okay? The questions from the other members in the House, I think those will be addressed at a later time. But for the debate purpose, we are depending entirely on the 4 debaters for each school. So they should come with all those points you had given, Smanga point of submission, point of correction. They should come with all of them, well equipped. So at this very moment, allow me welcome the debating team of MM1 Yange Primary School. Please approach the floor. Let's give them a round of applause as they come through.
Yeah!
So these ones told me that there is power in women. At first I was led to believe it's a girls' school only. And that will be a topic for discussion later about the participation of the boys and adolescent boys and young men in these programs. But I'm happy the other school has that kind of representation. So join me welcome our other debating team from Musana Primary School. All the clipboards, the files, the marching, but you are confident nonetheless. The prayer is working. Now this morning, something funny happened. As we were selecting who is an opposer, who is going to propose the motion, one person said, "But the pulpit is taller than me. Where will I stand? Like if I stand here, I will not be seen." We apologize, sir. You have permission to stand anywhere on this floor so that you can be seen. So the table before me is a table of our judges besides the gentleman on my extreme right. So the lady next to him, the gentleman next, and the gentleman next will go ahead to introduce themselves. It's our panel of judges. They'll take us through what they expect of you. And they will guide you on what we are going to be looking out for in this particular debate. They will guide on the time allocation of how much time are we giving this debate and how much time does each debater have. And then they'll also, of course, lead you to open the discussions. From me to you and you, may the best team win. Thank you. Over to you, our judges. I think there is a microphone on your table. Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mariam Nabla is my name. Former Miss Y Plus, or call it Miss Young Positives, Ginger Eastern Region, Miss Talent National, a young people and adolescent peer supporter at the AIDS Support Organization, Ginger, and an advocate and ambassador and a Uganda network of young people living and affected with HIV. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Okirol Benjamin. I work at Ginger Hospital under the GG program as a young adolescent peer supporter. I also facilitate with Jenipa as a peer supporter and also a Y Plus ambassador and mentored by Uganda Network of Young People Living with HIV. I'm happy to be your judge and we shall be fair, I guess, okay? So, thank you.
I don't know what it is. Afternoon. My name's Dennis Ogwal. I'm here on behalf of Minister of Health. I am the senior technical advisor working with USAID activities. We provide technical support for health work-related activities in the regions. We support implementing partners together with the regional hospital. So I'm here to witness the good debate of the young people. I was chatting with my colleagues here. I told them I'm not going to participate. I want to see how they'll do the judging. I'll be providing my support to them. Good luck. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, our judges and the listeners. Now, as we come to a close of starting our debate between the two primary schools, here are the proceedings, and I would like to listen carefully so that you note down some of the key points that we shall be following as judges to give points and also to deduct points. All the competing sides should have knowledge about the debate. If you stand there, have knowledge about the debate. Secondly, we are looking at clarity. You should be able to give clarity on the motion. You might be opposing or proposing, but we would like to look for that clarity in your points. Fluence, you should be influential when you stand there. You should be confident and also be able to submit your points. Then communication, you should be able to communicate. I've talked about it. It's kind of related to fluency, but communication here we are looking at how are you communicating to the judges? How are you submitting your points? How are you bringing in your points? Then you should be evidence-based. If you tell us that someone can do it as that kind, such and such a stuff, you should have evidence for marks. Then on past speakers from either sides, we will have 5 minutes uninterrupted. So, because the proposal uninterrupted, other speakers will be given 4 minutes interrupted. So that's where we shall come in with the point of this. The first speaker, they will not be interrupted. Okay? And also, and learn the best. Okay, now about starting, I won't say that this group will start. Let me have one volunteer. You're going to pick the paper. One. If the paper has 1, you're starting. If the paper has 2, you're the second. So let's have volunteers one volunteer from this side. You pick a paper, please. We are time bad. So you pick a paper. If you find 1, you're starting. If you find 2, you're the second. Thank you. So who is number 1? Okay. Round of applause for Musana as they take up. Let's give a round of applause for the first speaker from Musana as she takes up the floor to come and share her views about the debate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, Timekeeper, the judges, the 2 competitive bodies, and the House at large. Our motion for today is, children with HIV need special support and services. First of all, I'm going to give you the meaning of each word. Children, humans below 18 years. With, used in phrasal verbs. HIV, the virus that can cause AIDS. Need, to require something or somebody because they are essential or very important. Special, not ordinary or usually different from what is normal. Support, to help or encourage something or somebody by saying or showing that you agree with them. And, used to connect words or parts of sentences. Services, a system that provides something that the public needs. I have come here to oppose the motion because of my following views. Privacy concerns. Maintaining confidentiality and privacy regarding a child's HIV status can be challenging. If your child has HIV, you don't want everyone to know that your child has HIV, so keep it private. Now, how will your child get special support and services? These children must not be given special support and services if you don't want other people to know that your child has HIV. Because you know that people will start isolating your child from others. Another point is financial burden. When you have HIV, your parents need a lot of money to buy for you ARVs, and you will become a burden to your parents because he or she has to buy for you ARVs and will not concentrate on other things. She has to buy for you ARVs and the things that you need in order to stay healthy. So these children must not be given special care. Another point is inequality access. While at school, these children who are negative, they will not get what they want because these children who are HIV positive have to get what they want. So these children must not be given special support and services. They should not be in the same school with the negative ones. So I submit by saying that these proposals come together with us and say, children with HIV must not be given special support and services. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. That was the speaker, but we didn't hear your name. To the other speakers, when you come to submit your views, kindly let us know of your name. And a round of applause for Musana Primary School. And right now, without wasting time, the others. Now, let's give a round of applause to the first speaker on the opposing side, and that is none other than. You're welcome.
Thank you, Chairperson, the table of juries and the audience. Our motion for there is children with HIV need special support and services. HIV is spread through body fluids of an infected person. I'm proposing the motion. First of all, my name is Mutesa Mutesa from Mwanyanga Primary School. I'm proposing the motion because of my following views. These children need support to get that medical support. They need this medical support in order to go for regular checkups, to get their medicine. Another point, furthermore, these children need support to get that positive attitude by their teachers. Whenever they are supported, these other friends, the children without HIV, may be bullying them. The teachers will show that positive attitude by protecting them from their friends who are bullying them, by telling their friends, stop bullying your friends, because some children didn't like to get HIV. Some children were born with HIV. Even though some that intentionally by some cultural practices, they need support because they are also people like us. Furthermore, these children need support to control being discriminated by their friends. Whenever these children are given support, it controls being discriminated by their friends. Whenever they are supported, these children may sit with their children without HIV. The children without HIV will say, let me befriend this one because she's supported, she's healthy than me, she's fat than me. That fatness or healthiness, that child gets by that special support. Positivity. Positivity, whenever these children are supported, they get that positivity. The child knows that I'm HIV positive, I'm also a person, I have a right to confidentiality at school because I'm supported. It gives that child confidence to work hard in studies, to work hard in everything.
Please plan to wind up. You're running out of time.
Okay. Another point, these children should be given that special support to avoid that lack of disclosure. Whenever these children are supported, they are given medicine, other basic needs, the child will be there. The child will be there. It will be easy for those children to say out their status. It will not be this difficult for them like those ones who are not given special support. Thank you, the table of juries, for God and my country.
Thank you very much. Without wasting any other time, since those were non-interrupted, let's receive the next speaker from Musana Primary School. You have 4 minutes, starting now.
Thank you, the people at the pavilion, the two antagonistic sides, and the house at large. For my name is Mangzi Ezekiel Joshua from Musana Nursery and Primary School. And I am opposing the motion, which is children with HIV need special support and services. And I am saying no, because of my views. Labeling. Like now, if you're caring for that person with HIV, let me say he's a student, they're going to have different places of eating. They're going to be like, this one is for people with what? With no HIV. This one is for people with HIV. So if, for example, they are searching for that person, let me say that person is Mangzi. Where is Mangzi? The children are going to say that one with HIV, he's down there, which is not going to what? Which will make that person unhappy. Another view is social exclusion. This is when an HIV positive child is excluded from the society. Now, this child, like, everyone will know that, the parents have HIV, even the child himself or herself has HIV. So, like, for example, there is a wedding, and you're a friend to that person who is getting married. They're going to say that, no, don't invite that person. That person has HIV, and HIV may spread to us, which no, let me say that some people don't know how HIV is spread. So for that, I said, let the motion be, children with HIV do not need special care and support. Another point is loss of identity. This is my favorite one. You can be in the same class as the educator was here speaking. You can be in class, the teacher is teaching, then you cough. After coughing, teacher is going to say that, can you stop it? But coughing, who can avoid coughing? Coughing is uncontrollable. So the teacher may not know what your problem is. When asked you say that have HIV, the teacher is going to scream and say that go and sit at the back. If not, the teacher is going to say go out of the school and bring a parent. If not, will say never come back to this school or in my class, which will make someone lose the identity, which will hurt someone's feelings. According to me, for me, I am very emotional. Like now, if you abuse me, like let me say stupid, I cannot feel like I want to cry, but the tears come out. So this refers to this. People, proposers, let us come together. House at large, opposers, let us say children with HIV do not need special support and services. Thank you.
Point of correction to the chairperson. Current honorable, listen, you better say that they need support than saying that they don't need special support.
Let me also tell you something. I am the pre-current speaker. If you say the current, you're sitting there and you're the current speaker, you're the one speaking currently, so you're supposed to say pre-current. Thank you. Anything else? Thank you, the people at the pavilion.
Thank you very much. Let's try to stay calm. This is only getting better and better. So at this very moment, I would love to welcome the next speaker from Mwanyange Primary School. You have 4 minutes starting now.
Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, Timekeeper, plus the two competing teams, plus the audience. My name is Amlen Kevin from Mwanyange Primary School, proposing a motion which says that children with HIV need special support and service. First of all, honorables, you said us to unite together, but it will be impossible to unite together with us. My first view is counseling and guidance. These children with HIV need to be counseled and guided. Like when they are counseled, it will be able to tell them how to care for themselves, how to tell them how HIV spreads through one person to another. So
Point of correction to the chairperson.
Children with HIV need special care and service.
You said through, but the right pronunciation is through. Thank you.
You're welcome. In addition to that, friendly environment. Children with HIV need to stay in a friendly environment.
Correction to the chairperson.
Children with HIV need to stay in a friendly environment, like people they live with them in a
Correction to the
community.
chairperson.
Not allowed.
People they stay with them. These children need to be given that courage of staying in the environment. Even these children with HIV need to be given a courage of studying. So children with HIV need to be given special support and service. In addition to that, educational support. Children with HIV need to be given educational support so that they can perform well in class. For example, education support, these children need to be given enough requirements like books, pencils, so that they can improve in their performance.
Point of information to the chairperson.
Point of information not allowed.
In addition to that, nutritional support. Children with HIV need to feed on a balanced diet. Children with HIV, in fact, these children with HIV, they are not normally fed.
Point of correction to the
They are not
chairperson.
normally given food equally with these ones without HIV.
Point of correction to
children
the
with
chairperson.
HIV need to
Point
be
of
given-
correction allowed, please.
Excuse me, pre-current speaker. As you said, feeded. That isn't there. The word is fed. Thank you.
You're welcome. So these children with HIV need to be given enough. these children with HIV need to be fed on a balanced diet. So, for example, these children need to be given food that can reach in iron, nutrition, proteins. So these children with HIV need to be given enough support and service. I conclude by saying children with HIV should be given enough support and service. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Let me guide a little bit as we are progressing to the next speaker. Let's keep our points of correction, submission, addition to the substance. Not to the grammatical errors, not to the pronunciation errors. Leave that to the judges. Thank you. Let's have the next speaker from Musana Primary School.
Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, Timekeeper, Chief Whip, plus the two antagonistic bodies and the House at large. I have come here to oppose the motion that is saying children with HIV need special support and services. I have come here to 100% oppose the motion because of my following views. Risk, opportunistic. Risk means a situation that...
Excuse me, let me interrupt you a bit. To the other speakers, including you, kindly, if you come in front, let's give in the names, okay? Let's not forget our names, okay? So let's start with your name, madam.
My name is Kwagala Alicia. My first point is risk of opportunistic. Risk means a situation that could be dangerous to somebody. Opportunistic means something harmful to people's immune system. If a children with HIV are more susceptible to opportunities, infections which may require addition, medical inversions.
Point of information that person.
Point of information allowed.
My Honorable, have not understood that point of yours. So can you elaborate more?
Okay. Opportunistic is something harmful to a person's immune system. The meaning of risk of opportunistic. Risk means a situation that could be dangerous to somebody. If that person is in a school, let me say like a school like Musana Nursery and Primary School, he or she would be socialized because he or she will be saying that I have HIV, I should not be here in school. So he or she will not be comfortable being with us in the same school because he will be not taken care of as with the whole school. Even when they call you at the dining hall, somebody can say, where is that girl Alicia who has HIV? He or she can feel not comfortable because of the environment around her. My second point is education and disruption. Education means the process of learning and teaching, especially in schools. Disruption means a situation in which it is difficult for something to continue in a normal way. Fluent medical opportunities. Fluent medical appoints children. Even when the child has HIV, he or she cannot take the drugs at the time she has to take them. So the child would be forgetting, and yet he or she does not want to express herself that she has HIV. So she will get scared saying that my fellow friends, I don't want to tell them that I have HIV. So he or she will be missing to take the drugs in time. I conclude by saying children with HIV do not need special care and services. Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, Timekeeper, and the House at large.
Right on time. Thank you very much, Alicia. Could we have the next speaker from Mwanyange Primary? Please, you have 4 minutes starting now.
Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, Timekeeper, plus the 2 competing teams. I greet you in the name of Jesus Christ. And my name is Natara Eunice from Mwanyange Primary School. I'm here to propose the motion. Let me first outline my points and then after I'll explain. To
Point of order to the chairperson.
Not allowed.
To avoid discrimination and stigma, to take medicine as advised, and to connect with other groups. When I talk of to connect with other groups, children with HIV should be connected to other groups like supportive groups, because whenever they join supportive groups, like through supportive groups, children with HIV can get encouraged, because there is a certain song which goes like this, that you are not alone with family, hold me, let us escape reality. So this child will be encouraged that I'm not alone, we are family. So let me hold this and we escape this reality. And HIV is the end of life. So children with HIV need special support and services because they are human beings like us. And I think that is not enough. I think that is not enough to take their medicine, to avoid stigma and discrimination. Whenever these children with HIV are supported, these children without HIV, they will not stigmatize these children with HIV. Why? These children will be supported, and these negative children will be admiring these children with HIV. Like at our school, we have...
Point of inquiry through the chairperson.
Point of inquiry allowed.
I would like to inquire from the precurrent speaker. Who in this world admires to have HIV?
I'm like, you didn't get me right. What I try to insinuate by my point that these children, whenever they are supported, these negative children would admire. Why? These children will be supported through, maybe they are supported, they feed on a balanced diet. For your feeding on portion B, break time porridge. These children are taking medicine.
Let me inform you, please, that not all schools can afford those good meals. You can go to some schools like those sides of Namusisi, Namungalwe, those deep ends, where they cannot afford such foods.
Let me inform you, if you know what you know, then you know. But if you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know.
Let me tell you something. It's not that everyone knows everything.
Thank you very much.
And I recommend knowing before speaking. And take I think that is not enough. Take medicine as advised. And whenever these children with HIV are supported, they will be able to administer their medicine in time, because they will be having maybe an answer at school that by this time, I'll have to go and get those children from class and go take their medicine after they come back. So these children with HIV are supposed to be supported with medical services. That's why I said children with HIV should have special support and services to live a better life like us, the negative ones. And let me add on this before I conclude my conclusion. And HIV is not the end of the world. So the opposing side, HIV is not the end of war, and these children with HIV are human beings like us, so they need special support and services. Thank you.
Thank you very much, just on time. For the final speakers, please bear in mind that you either make or break your team. So allow me to welcome the final speaker from Musana Primary School. You have 4 minutes, starting now.
Thank you, Chairperson. Table of jury, the two competitive bodies plus the House at large. My name is Kasango Cyrus Patrick, and I'm here opposing the motion which states children with HIV need special support and services. And I'm saying they do not need by my following views. 1. Dependence. It means the state of needing help, support from someone or something.
Point of information, through the
The person will...
Point of information allowed.
Honorable, you've not told me the school you've come from, so I may be thinking you've come from other words, either MM. So I want to know the school you've come from.
Thank you. I've come from Musana Nursery and Primary School. Yeah. The person with HIV will become reluctant and he will not work hard for himself or herself because she knows that's what will provide to everything. That's what will provide everything that she or he needs, and she will become reluctant, always waiting for everything to be provided to her or him. My next point, unequal treatment. This is when you are treated differently from others. Like at school, Musana, and we have some children with HIV, and they have their different DH, they are feeding on chicken, rice, pizza, but we are paying the same school fees. That means they are taking percentage of our school fees, which will not make us feel fine.
Point of inquiry allowed, please.
Yeah, Honorable. This for you feed on portion beans. For them, they feed on chicken and milk because they have HIV. They have to feed on a balanced diet. Even though you have to feed on a balanced diet, you're the person who doesn't have HIV. But for them, they have HIV, so they have to feed on a balanced diet to maintain their healthy life.
Are we the one who told them to get HIV?
Point of defense.
Point of inquiry to the chairperson.
Point of defense not allowed. Please continue.
Yeah, like at school, we are paying the same school fees, but these guys are feeding on chicken. That's not. We shall not. Of course, we shall not feel fine.
To the chairperson.
Not allowed.
Children will not feel fine. Even these young children will, in fact, want to get HIV because they would like to feel like the other ones, which is very dangerous to their lives. My next point.
Point of information allowed.
Honorable, you've just said that word guys, but I don't know the meaning of guys. Can I know it?
Yeah, it means the same as people, a group of people.
Group of people?
Yeah. Previous concerns. The state of being alone and not being watched. If an HIV positive child, you are brought out from the others and you are saying this one has HIV, should be treated differently from others, that child children will start neglecting her, starting to do what? To isolate her from others. This one has HIV. In fact,
point of inquiry to the chairperson.
And
point of inquiry allowed.
Yeah, Honorable, there is a certain saying that says that the law is reason free from passion. So I'm not getting what you're trying to insinuate by your point. Can you elaborate more?
Privacy concerns. It's a state of being alone or not being watched. You get? An HIV child will, if you are got from others and you are brought here, and they announce to the whole country that you have HIV, people will start neglecting you, your family, either you do have or not. They will start hating your family, thinking that if they try to interact with you, you bring HIV or you make them be infected by HIV.
You are out of time. You have 5 seconds to wrap up.
Okay. It will not make you feel good, and in fact, it will lead to suicide. Thank you, Chairperson, the two competitive bodies. I conclude saying children with HIV should not have special support and services. I sign out.
Thank you. That was a heated one. Let's have the final speaker from Mwanyange Primary School. You have 4 minutes. Please stick within time, starting now.
Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, plus the House at large. My name is Nambiru Prisla from Mwanyange Primary School. And I am proposing the motion which states that children with HIV needs special support and services.
Hello. Please try to lower your voice. Okay? Thank you.
My first point is mental and health support. These children with HIV think a lot. They are mentally perturbed. But
Point of inquiry through the chairperson.
Point of inquiry allowed.
I would like to inquire from the precurrent speaker, what does perturbed mean, and is it in the Oxford Dictionary?
perturbed means that you are mentally disturbed on the mind, okay?
And I'm also asking, is it in the Oxford Standard Dictionary?
Yes. Go and
Show
check
me
for
the proof.
yourself.
Show me the proof.
I don't have the proof right
Thank
now.
you
If
very
you
much.
want, go and check for yourself. My second point is nutritional support. These children with HIV must feed on a balanced diet, like drinking milk. So, children with HIV are also people like us. They should not be treated like thugs, okay? Furthermore, get regular medical check-up from the health center. These children with HIV must go and check on their viral load, CD4, to improve on their means of living. Okay? They must check out the virus is increasing or decreasing. So I conclude by saying children with HIV need special support and services. I would like to say that you proposers are wrong. Okay? Children with HIV are also humans like us. Don't you ever discriminate them or stigmatize them.
Point of defense over there allowed.
That means that you were also a mistake.
Point of inquiry through the chairperson.
Point of inquiry allowed.
I would like to inquire through the pre-current speaker, what's the meaning of the word stigmatization?
Stigmatization is like...
Not allowed.
Stigmatization is like you're feeling lonely, yet the other person is trying to isolate you. It's like a positive attitude. Thank you, Chairperson, the table of juries plus the house at large.
Thank you very much. Hello. It's getting hotter. The pressure is getting worse. But it's cold outside, eh? So thank you very much, the teams from Mosana Primary School and Mwanyange Primary School. You can proceed to go back and take your seats. Let's give them a round of applause. As we get ready to invite the next set of debaters, I'd love to just put a few points across. Starting with the point of stigmatization that was last discussed. Stigmatization can occur in two different ways. It can be self-inflicted, what we call internal stigma, or it can be external. So stigmatization is where you isolate someone. It's where you have a feeling of being isolated. That's why I said it's either two-way, where you feel isolated because of a unique situation that you're in. So when we say that it's HIV-related stigma and discrimination, so it's you're isolating me, you're not including me in your programs, you're not including me in your activities because of my HIV status. Is that clear? Then the other thing that came out was the point around opportunistic infections. So these are diseases that people living with HIV are privy or at risk of getting because of their compromised immune system. Some of these include TB, they include herpes zoster, and many others that we shall later be enlightened on. The other point was, does anyone desire to have HIV? No. That's my own personal stand, but the judges may have their own position on that. No one desires to be with HIV, whether born with it or they got it in another way. And that's why we always do even these programs of awareness creation to teach you about HIV prevention, care and support, because we know that sometimes there is need for that extra hand, or sometimes you need to have this information to protect yourselves from contracting HIV. Because on the other side, the consistent treatment, taking pills every day is not an easy thing, so no one desires to have HIV. When we talk about a balanced diet, many of us will think of, okay, today when I eat fish, tomorrow I will want to have milk, I'll want to have chicken and beef. Let's go back to our basics, a balanced diet. We know that chicken, yes, fish may have proteins, but beans also have proteins, right? So it does not mean that you have to reach out for the high-end kind of things. Balanced diet does not mean that people living with HIV should be given milk on a daily, they should be given fish while others are having beans. It can be the small things, greens, avocado. When you're having you have your posho and beans, carbohydrates and proteins covered. So if you get a chance to get a banana, vitamins covered, you get my point. So let's not look at the other extravagant things that schools may not be in position to provide. Then lastly, is that people living with HIV are not mentally perturbed. Okay? When we talk about the aspect, I know what you wanted to bring out, and I understand the slip of a tongue, is the aspect of mental health. The extra support that people living with HIV may need to cope with the aspect of having to live with a virus and taking their medications on a daily. Sometimes they have to cope with being stigmatized in their communities. That extra support for their mental health and mental well-being, it does not mean that they are mentally perturbed. Maybe a question of mental health is one that we shall discuss as time progresses or in the subsequent programs that we shall be implementing. Otherwise, let's give one more round of applause for Mwanyange Primary School and Musana Primary School. While we were in our debate session, we were joined by another delegate from Ministry of Education, Mr. Kasule Muhammad. You're welcome. He will speak to us later. So at this very moment, I would love us to get into the next debate. The results of the previous one, we shall know at a later time. I cannot disclose now. I wouldn't love you guys to leave before the debates end. So join me to welcome the debating team of Musana Vocational Secondary School. Debaters, make your way to the podium, to the platform, to the stage. Whatever it is. Then gender imbalance. That's not our issue to decide now. Different debaters clubs have different dynamics, their participation, as it came out earlier. That's also a point of discussion for us. Then also join me to welcome the team of Nakanyonyi Girls Secondary School. If you are lucky to know where these schools are from, well and good. But it was intentional for me not to disclose whether it's Jinja or Iganga to avoid the aspects of bias. Okay? So let's first keep it that way. Because you may be like, but the Jinja school did well in primary, in secondary it's lacking. Or if they do well in secondary, then they cheated. Let's keep an open mind. So our point of debate for the secondary school is around ending HIV by 2030. Is it a reality? Is it a scam? What is the role of young people in achieving this agenda? I believe you already had the instructions that were given to the previous debaters. The points of debate, those are already familiar to you because they were discussed earlier by the judges. The question of knowledge, how much knowledge have you attained? How much research did you do? The question of clarity, how are you laying out your points? Are they clear? Do you have to think deep to understand them? Do you have to support you to explain them? The question of eloquence or fluency. Would love to hear you flow. How are you laying out your points? The question of communication, how are you communicating to the audience? Let's try to be as respectful as possible to each other. More so those of us that are on the platform here. Please try as much as possible to keep respectful of one another. The language that we're using, the words that we're using, let's keep within the lines. I think today I'm honored. Let's have one person to come up and pick so that we know who is going first of both parties. So that means that Musana Vocational Secondary School will be going first. Let me resound this. The first speaker has 5 minutes uninterrupted. So choose your best speaker to go first because that's the one that we trust to put out all the points. Same goes to Nakanoni Girls Secondary School. Your first speaker has 5 minutes uninterrupted. The other 3 speakers will have 4 minutes each, subject to interruption as need arises. Once again, let's keep the interruptions to substance. If you want to question a point, well and good. If you want to question grammar, no please. Other than that, I wish you all the best to the first speaker from Musana Vocational Secondary School. You may take the stage.
The high table, negators, farmers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Mungfeni Peter, student of Musana Vocational High School. Our resolution today is the journey to ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality. And I want to draw attention to what this truly means. The journey to ending AIDS by 2030 being a reality. Now, a journey from the 10th edition of the Oxford Dictionary is the act of traveling from one place to another. And in my own understanding, it is simply progressing from one point to the next. Then in life, journeying is going through events, those that you plan for and those that you didn't plan for, that impact your travels and help you discover your purpose. The United Nations SDG number 3 is about good health and well-being. The next word in our resolution is reality, a state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them. So the journey to ending HIV by 2030 being a reality, and this is what I'm saying, yes, this is achievable. Because to give you a brief history about HIV/AIDS, The earliest known cases of HIV/AIDS were identified in the early 1980s among men in the USA. Initially, they were characterized by unusual opportunistic infections and cancers that indicate a severely compromised immune system. The actual year in which HIV was discovered was in the year 1983 by scientists. And after the identification of the virus, this paved way for understanding the transmission, progression, and treatment of the disease. It quickly spread and became a global pandemic. And by the mid-1990s, development of antiretroviral therapy had achieved a milestone. That is the first. That's a brief introduction about HIV. Now back to our resolution. The journey to ending HIV/AIDS by 2030 is a reality. Why is it a reality? One, information is power. Before the year 1983, when we had not yet discovered that HIV/AIDS exists, people used to suffer. The rate of spread, the rate of infection was very high because people did not have information about what HIV truly is. But now that we have information that what is HIV, what is AIDS, what are their implications on our lives, we can set strategies to see that by the year 2030, this goal is a reality. My next view is the continuous research. The progress of research from the year in which HIV was discovered up to currently has seen a steady progress. We have seen different approaches, including scientists are working on developing therapeutic vaccines. These are actually vaccines that treat existing conditions rather than prevent them. Then Uganda records significant reduction in new HIV infections. According to a website called www.afro.who.international, Uganda is one of the countries that's recording a very big decrease in the number of HIV cases. Why? Because we have the information. And after having the information, people are following what they're supposed to follow to see that by the year 2030, AIDS is history. One thing you should know is that the thing of HIV/AIDS has been there. I should be there. But HIV and AIDS, the difference is that HIV causes AIDS. HIV is a virus, but AIDS is simply that condition where the opportunistic infections come into the equation. Now, if we are talking about ending HIV by 2030, the United Nations, UNAIDS, came up with a strategy that by the year 2025, all countries should have achieved the 95 to 95 to 95 goal. And encouragingly, in Uganda currently, the first 95 is about all people living with HIV knowing their status. The second 95% is that all people living with HIV and know their status are on antiretroviral therapy. And then the third 95% is that all people living with HIV achieve virus suppression. And these are the statistics according to
You are out of time. Please wind up your conversation.
Okay, as I wind up, Uganda has achieved 96.1% of the first 95, 94.6 and 92.2. In other words, this simply shows us that by 2030, it's very possible for us to achieve an end, to put an end to AIDS by this year. I remain Mungfeni Peter, sing my case at this. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Remind me of your name.
Mungufeni Peter.
Who? Mu?
Thank you very much, Peter. Let's have the first speaker from Nakanoni Girls Secondary School. Your 5 minutes start now.
The table of jury, all the house at large, the antagonistic parties. My name is Negaga Hope Ruth from Nakanyoni Girls School. I'm a candidate, senior 4. As per the resolution states, the journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030 is a scam, our dear judges. I'll first briefly break down the keywords in the resolution, our dear judges. Journey is an act of traveling from one place to another, especially when they are far apart. Actually, it can also be a progress, maybe moving from somewhere and you've gone somewhere, to another point. Then end, the final part of a period of time, an event, an activity, or a story. HIV/AIDS, our dear judges, it's human immune virus and acquired. That's for HIV and acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. For those maybe we are not that educated about the full meaning of HIV/AIDS, because the first speaker from the proposer side didn't tell us in full, because we are not all educated about it. Then our dear judges, scam. A scam is a clever and dishonest plan for making money. That's why this resolution that says the journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030, our dear judges, as the opposer, I stand and say it's really a scam, our dear judges. It's just a lie. Our dear judges, allow me to say and embark on the point that says that the journey to end HIV by 2030 is a scam, meaning that it's a typical lie, our dear judges. It's impossible. However, our magnified judges, the progress towards ending the pandemic of AIDS is on the right track. But the progress to end HIV transmission, our dear judges, it's off track. It's really a lie, our dear judges. Even though the number of new HIV infections has continued to decline, but this decline rate cannot meet the 2030 target, our dear judges, meaning that we can't just come in within 5 years by 2030. We can't just end HIV within that year, our dear judges. Also, our dear judges, this means that there is no end game for HIV prevention and control between 2030, our dear judges. There is no end game for HIV prevention between that. As the opposers, the HIV journey end cannot be ended by 2030, but rather instead, our dear judges, we plan to do this by preventing it, sensitization of the masses about the HIV, and as we call for an action to end HIV by 2040, instead of ending it by 2030 right now. We say it's too impossible, our dear judges. So we extend and say, by the 2030 years, our dear judges, let us at least do something in that 2030 years, as we are just trying to bring something in to just end it, our dear judges. Let us first sensitize more, because they have done that within the years, but have people got anything? It's still spreading, not so? Our dear judges, we as the opposers, we can assure that at least by 2040, as they are talking of the 2030, for us we extend it and say that by 2040 it shall be completely an end. What are we going to do by 2030, our dear judges? We are planning about sensitization. We are talking of prevention, which the farmers have not yet told us, our dear judges. And also, our dear judges, the Uganda vision of the HIV struggle plan, our dear judges, says that it's by 2040 that they completely plan to take it. We are not talking of globally. We want to base in Uganda, our dear judges. This is our motherland. Why do we have to rush for other countries? Yet us Ugandans, we already dying. No, our dear judges. The Uganda vision for ending HIV, it's within 2040. And also, our dear judges, we don't plan to do this alone, but if we include the East African community, which they are having their vision by 2050, we can also end it. Meaning that we can have struggles, powers together, and do something for our Eastern African community, and also betterly for our country, Uganda. Our dear judges, what I want to talk about is that the journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030 is a scam. About the statistics of 2019, whereby people living HIV was 1,460,000 people, which was a percentage of 5.5%, and adults 15 plus from 7.1%, then 2 years between, that was years 2 years between 15 to 24.
Please plan to wrap up. You are out of time.
Some minutes, please.
30 seconds awarded.
Thank you. It's 7.2% in 2022, which is an increase. That's the National HIV Strategic Plan from 2020 to 2022 and from 2024 to 2025. I want the farmers to call that in young women. But our magnified judges, why the increment and yet 39 years down the road, nothing has been done. The pandemic is still there and there is no change. But why have we come to that, and even to the extent that we all have no hope to end HIV by 2030 in our beloved motherland, our dear judges? It's because the government, the community organizations, the increased great concerns such as, our dear judges, Act were introduced in March 1987. Our dear judges, allow me to let at least the farmers quote that. And we have used them for 37 years. But nothing has changed. There only been a slight change. We are not looking at something that is less. We want something that it has least beyond our dear judges. There has still been an increment of HIV AIDS.
You are out of time.
Thank you, our dear judges.
I would advise you give your points to the next speaker.
Thank you, our dear judges. I rest my case.
Thank you very much. Let's have the next speaker. You have 4 minutes starting now.
Thank you. The table of jury, they are farmers and negators, and the house at large. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Namzung Maria Goretti from Musana Vocational High School. I'm in Senior 4, pioneer to the competence-based learners curriculum. As our motion stands today, the journey to ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality. I say it is. Why? You said you had not yet spoken of the point of prevention. They say before you listen to the side of the girl, don't judge the boy. My first point, I decide to make it prevention. Guys, we have all, since primary, we have posters in our school. They are telling us, abstain from sex till marriage. Don't share sharp objects. They are telling us all sorts of preventive methods. Why? Not to acquire the virus. And most
Points of information, our magnified judges.
Most of these
Point of
methods have been
information
put in.
allowed, please.
I would love to inform the speaker. You have said that we have been having posters that says abstain from sex, blah, blah. But I want to tell you that those posters don't follow us anywhere. And let me mind you, some students are not in school and they have not been able to get a chance of seeing these posts. Thank you.
Then I will also inform you that if you have a mind and if you love your country, if your teacher puts there a poster and tells you abstain from sex, you will follow it. If I'm not in school, my mom will tell me, my girl, abstain from sex till marriage. That is informal education, my dear.
Point of information through you, sir.
My other point of view
Point of
is...
information not allowed.
My other point of information is the advancements we've had in the medical research. Technology is going far, my fellow friends. We, just here in Uganda, we have the machines, we have the people who have the courage, who have the determination to find the cure. People who are working day and night to find and to make sure that this pandemic ends. And besides that, she said that we should only see Uganda. HIV is global. It's everywhere. So I will not only speak about Uganda, I will speak about it globally. Just right now, this year, the World Health Organization was assigning more equipment to the head of research about
clarity.
HIV in the US. Why?
Point
Just to
of
make
clarity.
sure that this thing goes on more.
Point of clarity allowed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson. I would like to clarify more to the current speaker. when she talked about Uganda, she was meaning that there is no way we are going to stop it abroad, yet we have not managed to stop it in Uganda. Probably even the Bible says that there is no way you will scratch dust from your neighbor when you still have dust on your eye. Hope you get it.
I would also love to inform you that you made a mistake. I'm the pre-current speaker. I was the pre-current speaker by then. Then I also want to tell you that the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Point of defense through Mr. Chairperson.
Point of defense not allowed. Please
So
continue.
I go on with my point of advancements in medical research. Just here in Uganda, in Busitama University, since she wants to base a lot in Uganda, there is Dr. Okello. He's working on the virus. He has all he needs. The president is providing, and he's casually promising by 2030 he will have a cure. Let's have some faith. Let's have some faith.
You are out of time. Please use the next 30 seconds to wrap up.
Okay, my other point is the increased access to healthcare services. In Uganda, at least there has been confirmed 62 hospitals that are providing HIV care services. This increase to healthcare services, if, let me say, I've been raped, within 72 hours, I have a chance to escape from this virus, and which will maybe lead me to AIDS. But I can take the PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis. Within 72 hours, I have high chances of not getting infected with the virus, which will maybe put me in that condition of having AIDS. These healthcare services, most of them are providing ARVs to these people. Remember, when I'm swallowing my ARVs effectively, I have an undetectable load which can't be transmitted, so the rate of transmission will be less, and I'm not going to live forever. I conclude saying the journey to ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality, but it will not be a reality if we don't have the faith and the commitment, which I have and my colleagues have.
Thank you very much. Just in that order, let's have the next speaker from Nakanoni Girls.
Thank you very much, my dear judge. I am very grateful about today. My name is Beans Faith from Nakanyoni Girls School. Dissolved. Our dear judge, the journey to end HIV AIDS by 2030 is a scam. I say it is a real lie. Our dear judge, the speaker has talked about healthcare services. Our dear judge, this is Uganda, and we are going to specifically talk about Uganda because of the Bible verse that I gave you before. Our dear judge, our health services that the speaker is talking about are very poor and low. Our dear judge, if you're to look, someone deep in the village, she has AIDS, she has a kid and the husband. Our dear judge, let me talk about a poor mother who is going to wake up early in the morning. She's going in the garden to dig. She is not all that educated about HIV. She does not have that knowledge that let me go and get the medicine or the medication from the hospitals. And I would like to also remind you that hospitals are not all that.
Point of information not allowed.
Thank
Please
you.
continue.
That hospitals are not all that around the village areas, my dear judge. That poor mother has that she is supposed to also move and go to the health center in a town or a rural area. Our dear judge, they are really scamming us. They are lying us. The healthcare services in a country, Uganda, is known that of good quality as they are scamming us.
Point of information allowed, please.
Thank you. Honorable Faith, you're talking about someone deep in the village who is having HIV. Yes. How did the person know that she is having HIV? And of course, we love our lives. Don't forget that. Another thing, TASO is everywhere under government hospitals, whereby government hospitals are everywhere, at least in a district, one hospital. Thank you.
My dear judge, she has clarified it very well that in our district, one hospital, let's talk about Ginger. Someone is deep in Mafubida. She's supposed to move and come to the one hospital in Ginger Town, my dear judge, the jam and the sorts that you know. And we also want to clarify more about this resolution.
Point of education allowed over there.
Yeah, good example, Ginger City. Ginger City divided into Ginger Municipality, Ginger North, Ginger South, and all that. So you're saying there is only one hospital. Then the other thing is, I beg the judges, for us to understand this motion, the journey to ending AIDS, not HIV, by 2030 is a reality. If Uganda has been able to achieve 95%, according to the United Nations, how is this not a reality? Please, let's be relevant to the point. Thank you.
My dear judge, the former speaker, let me defend myself. I didn't say of the district. It's your former speaker who said that one hospital in a district. And I constructed from her resolution. The other thing, my dear judge, it's like they are not understanding our part. Not so. The journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030 is a scam. For we are saying it's a lie. Our dear judge, we gave in grace period, at least by 2040. We can understand that. But by 2030, they even gave us the years that we got the ARTs. Our dear judge, it is in the 1990s. Up to now, we are still having AIDS. How can you come here and scam these people, lying to them that it's only 5 years to come that we shall end HIV? I would like to clarify more. Limited healthcare infrastructures are around. And we are saying prevention. We are going to carry out prevention because we have no cure of HIV. And a speaker said that we are going to get the cure by 2030.
You are out
dear
of
judge,
time.
it is
Please
not
plan
like that.
to wind up in the next 30 seconds.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to also talk about lack of education and awareness. As she talked, the former speaker talked about that. Some people deep in the village, how did she know about AIDS? Our dear judge, that's what we are talking about. You give us this grace period. Those years you're saying that you will end HIV, for us to go and work hand in hand with the government so that we sensitize these people about HIV. Because they don't have that awareness. They are not aware. They have limited infrastructures, my dear judge. Those people are stigmatized and discriminated. Our dear judge, look at the lowest person at the low level that she will not understand that some of them are domestically violated, inequalities, the non-supportive government policies that I've been talking about. The government has done so far less supporting the female. Our dear judge, it's the female that have the highest number of people with AIDS. And remember, we mothers are the source of everything. If the mother is infected, the child will be infected, and the father will automatically be infected. So we are winding up and saying that by 2030 is a small period, my dear judge. We say that by 2040 and 2050, we shall make it. Trust me, they are scamming it us. For God, I trust. Nakanyoni Girls School, Pinska Faith from the debate club.
Thank you very much.
I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Faith. Within the very order, let's have the next speaker from Musana Vocational Secondary School. Your 4 minutes begin now. The next speaker from Musana Vocational Secondary School.
Thank you, Chairperson, the table of judges, the audience, the two competing bodies. Good afternoon. My name is Auma Cecilia, the head prefect of Musana Vocation High School. I'm here proposing the motion. The motion is the journey to ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality or a scam. As I said, I'm proposing, and I'm saying the journey to ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality. First, allow me to outline my points, then later on I'll explain. The first point will be people are informed or sensitized. Then my second point is not discriminating and stigmatizing the people with HIV/AIDS. Then the third, limiting the number of our sexual partners. Then the fourth, use of PEP. The fifth, being honest and realistic. The sixth, generational medication to clear out viral load. Then the seventh, yeah, that's all. Then, before I start with my points, I'd like to clear out something that Honorable Faith said. Honorable Faith said, mothers are the most people who are infected with the virus and will give birth to babies who are having AIDS. I'd like to clear
Point
it
of
up.
defense
When
to Mr.
someone is
Chairperson.
having
Not
if someone
allowed.
is having HIV, is taking the ARVs, and when the time of birth comes, the doctors are so careful in that when the mother is giving birth, let me first bring it. When it's not the sperms with the virus, you know, it's not the sperms. The sperms are very free. Yes, it's a debate,
Point
but again,
of
we need to be
defense
educated.
through Mr.
It's very free.
Point
So
of defense allowed.
Thank you very much. For I said that the percentage of people having HIV in Uganda is mothers. That is 72% right now. And the other thing, my dear judge, I would like to inform the speaker that even sperms, the liquids in sperms, have HIV. If not so,
Judges,
the
allow me
liquids
direct a question
in
to
the
her.
Thank you very
sperm.
much.
Can you
Thank
please
you very much.
allow me
Please
direct
continue.
a question to her, because we need to be clear here. How are sperms having the virus? How are they having the virus? Then I'll tell you.
Please answer that question.
Okay, I have a shot, but I've not come with it. The sperms, the head of the sperm has some AIDS because it is a fluid.
Let me tell
And
you
my
how-
dear judge, even the former people with a debate, the primary people told you that even fluids
Honorable
have
Faith,
HIV.
calm
Thank you
down
very
and I
much.
tell you
They
something.
are low,
Thank you very
but
much.
fruits have HIV. Our shirt is there from Dr. Krishna Prasad. Even
Guys,
the fruits
guys.
have HIV. Let me
People
prove
keep
to
on
you the
telling people
evidence,
that
my
having
dear
sex
judge.
through having unprotected
There is
sex,
no way of
that's
standing
when
us.
people get what? Get the virus.
Even the fruits, this is a sperm.
Thank you very
the
much.
fruits in the sperm have HIV,
Please
but
go back
at
to the
a low rate.
platform.
No scandal.
Thank you
so
very
at the
much.
platform.
Please continue.
If someone is having the internet, I'd like you to search it. You know?
Dr. Krishna Prasad.
The sperms do not have the virus. How do people get it? When a mother is giving birth, the baby is very free. It's the carelessness of the doctor. Because when someone is giving birth, they are supposed to tie the umbilical cord
Point
and
of
tie
information,
it before.
our dear judge.
That's what I want you to understand.
Point
Then
of
the other
information,
thing,
our dear
the
judge.
other
Not
thing,
allowed.
people are informed. People, do you know why we are being encouraged to use condoms like we, the youth? Do you know why?
You are out of time. Please use the next 30 seconds to.
Point of inquiry
wind up.
to you, Mr. Chairperson.
1 minute, please.
Not allowed.
1 minute. People are being encouraged to use condoms
30
just
seconds.
because it's. I request for 1 minute.
30 seconds, please, for
Thank you.
equality.
People are being told to use condoms just because it's a safe measure. You know, it's a safe measure. How? When people are doing it, or when love are making love, like, you know what I mean. So when that process comes, and there is a moment that like that liquid dries up. So in that period, if you're using if you're having unprotected sex, it means that soft skin, the forward skin, when it rubs and wounds come on, that means there is that mixing of blood. That's when blood will be contaminated, and that's how someone will get the what? The virus, but not through the semen. Clear it up. Then the other thing is, if we don't discriminate these people, if we don't discriminate them, these people will live with us, you know. By 2030, this thing will be ended. How? We are having many fans out there. For example, MC Katz, he came out and spoke that he was HIV positive, you know. This has encouraged many young ones. We have young artists, we have film stars who have come out and have confessed they are
Please
sick.
wind up.
But
Please
at
wind
least
up.
this has given us the courage, you know. So there is life. By 2030, this thing will end because many people know about it. People are going for testing every now and then. At least the government has tried its best, even in the local areas. People are having hospitals, at least one. That's enough because they cannot
Please wind
provide.
up. Please
you
wind
know?
up.
they cannot provide everything. So at least one hospital is
Please
enough.
wind up
And
or you're
that's
losing
also
points.
free.
Through the chairperson.
Please
what is-
wind up or you're losing points.
Thank you very much. I rest my case.
Thank you. Let's welcome the next speaker from Nakanyonyi Girls.
Thank you, the table of jury, for the opportunity you're granted. My name is Basalira Rachel from Nakanyonyi Girls School. I'm in senior 4. Good afternoon.
Pardon the name. Pardon the name.
Basalira Rachel Hope. The motion today states that the journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030, and as the negators, we say it's a scam. And it is truly a scam. I would first like to oppose some of the motions that the proposers have given to us. The previous speaker talked of people are informed and sensitized of HIV. I strongly negate this point because HIV is still having a high spread, and there are those who are not informed about HIV, those who are deep down in the village. Some of them are not sensitized, some of them are not knowing, some of these young girls are not knowing how to get HIV. So I'm saying that by 2030, it is totally impossible to stop HIV. When some people are not knowing, it's rather the period is extended, and this period between now and 2030, we sensitize those who don't know. She also talked about
Point of inquiry to
limiting
the
the number
chairperson.
of sexual partners.
Point of inquiry allowed.
I would like to inquire from the pre-current speaker. What we are doing right now is in this peer information. To make matters worse, the Ministry of Health every year allocates money for education of people on HIV/AIDS, and this money is doing its work. For example, we are having programs like this. So how are we saying that people are not informed about HIV and AIDS?
Point of defense
Thank you.
through you, Mr. Chairperson. I would like to defend the point. We are having sensitization right now. Is everyone in Uganda here? Are all those people here and having
Point
the
of inquiry
sensitization
to the
we are
chairperson.
having? Our dear judges.
Point
it is
of
truly a
inquiry
scam.
allowed.
I would like to inquire from the pre-current speaker, how many each one of us, if we choose, can reach, how many people can you reach out there? Isn't this what we just call influence? Otherwise, what would be the purpose of living?
Our dear judges, he's right. Each and every one of us can reach to someone, but let us consider the period it can take for us to reach to those people. You can reach out to one or two, and it will take them maybe some time to get to reach to
Point
other
of
people.
inquiry
Whereby
through the
by
chairperson.
2030,
Not
we
allowed.
shall also have achieved this. Allow me bring forward the points. We as the negators say that we cannot end HIV/AIDS by 2030 because
Point of
of the
inquiry through the
inequalities in
chairperson.
Uganda. And we go to hospitals, like males are overfavored. It's very easy to find the male condoms, and it's very
Point of
difficult to find the
inquiry
female
through the
condoms. And yet
chairperson.
it is the females who are having
Allowed.
a high percentage
Okay, thank you
of
for the
HIV.
opportunity granted. Honorable Hope, yes?
Yes, please.
I would like to inquire from you.
All right.
Which place do you come from?
Pardon?
Which place do you come from?
I come from Kamuli.
So there are no other programs like this?
I'm not aware where they're.
No, first tell me, are there programs like this or they are not there?
They are not there
If
because
they-
I'm not in
I
Kamuli.
know,
I'm
I
in
also
Jinja
come
right
from
now.
Kamuli, and I know that there are programs like this of which other people are also informed. So if that person also carries
Point
that
of defense
information
through
to
Mr.
another
Chairperson.
person, this
Point
thing
of
can be
defense.
ended.
Thank you very much.
Point
Please
of
continue.
defense. I'm not in Kamuli right now, and I don't know whether their programs are there. I'm getting this sensitization from here. Our dear judges, there is domestic violence. This has also contributed to the spread of HIV/AIDS. And if you look
Point
at
of
the
information to the chairperson.
I've looked at the
Point
cases
of
domestic
information
violence
not
in
allowed.
Uganda in year 2021, from the police report in the fact sheet, the year 2021, there were 17,533 cases of domestic violence, and in year 2022, there were 17,698 cases of domestic violence, which are higher. And this domestic violence has played an important role in the spread of HIV/AIDS. Our dear judges, if man and woman disagree, the man can decide to go out and do their own business and bring the virus home.
You are out of time. Use the next 30 seconds to wind up.
All right. This domestic violence, if we don't sensitize people about domestic violence by 2030, it is going to keep on. Man or woman will go out and bring the virus in the home. Our dear judges, still on the point of violence, we have gender-based violence at home and in the community. This is in a way that I still told you about female condoms in private hospitals and government hospitals are insufficient. And in case a woman goes to a hospital and wants a condom, may not be able to find, so they provide maybe with a male condom. And whereby if you get to bed, it will be someone's option. If they don't want, they won't use it. Someone can be like, no, I don't want that condom. And yet you're at the risk of getting HIV. Our dear judges, by 2030, we cannot
Point of
stop
information
this.
through the
We cannot
chairperson.
stop this, our dear
Point of
judges.
information
Also
allowed.
like to talk about
Point
Thank
of
you.
information allowed over there.
I would like to inform Honorable Hope that having protected sex is not the only way to prevent HIV/AIDS. If someone is taking the ARVs, it means the viral load will come down. And
Point of
do you
defense
believe
to
you
you,
equals
Mr.
to you, please, we have
Chairperson.
that undetectable and transmittable. So it means if your partner has been taking the ARVs for some good time, the viral load will be low. If it's undetectable and untransmittable, it means when you have unprotected sex with your partner, you will not have the virus. Take note of that, please. It's not for it only
Point
having
of
protected
defense
sex.
to you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please continue.
The pre-current speaker has currently
Wind up in the next 20 seconds.
she has spoken that HIV is not only spread through unprotected sex, which means we also have to stop these other ways, which cannot be done within now and 2030. We need more time. Our dear judges, allow me put forth.
Thank you very
my last
much.
point.
Thank you very much. Please wind up.
All right. The last point is.
Please wind up.
The last point is still on.
Point of
list
inquiry
it
to
and
the
wind up.
chairperson.
All right, gender-based violence. This is in form of maybe sometimes some families are poor and they
Point of inquiry.
Please wind up, or
they
you're
favor
losing
more the
points.
boys and the girls are not favored. These girls who are not
Wind up,
educated
Please
can go in
wind
for
up, or
prostitution
you're
and so
losing
on.
points.
Thank you, our dear judge.
Thank you very much. That's a tough one. Let's have the final speaker. Is it the final speaker from Musana Vocational Secondary School?
Thank you, the chairperson, the table of jury, the two competing bodies, and the House at large. Good afternoon. My name is Nanchinga Catherine Gift from Musana Vocational High School. First of all, I would like to inform my fellow honorables that ignorance, I repeat, ignorance is not a way of defending yourself. And it is
Point
not
of
even
defense,
accepted
our
in the
dear
court
judges.
of laws.
Point of
And the other
defense
thing,
not allowed. Please
I would
continue.
like to give you said there are no organizations that are helping to sensitize people. I'd like to give you an example. For example, we have the World Health Organization. It is moving place to place in Uganda, district to district. I have proof if you need it. This proof will be got on www.ret.com. Other organizations, we have the International
Point of
AIDS
clarity
Society.
through
It
you,
is
Mr.
also giving out hope. The
Point of
Elizabeth
clarity
Ross-
allowed.
I would like the speaker to clarify me more of the words she has said before beginning. Yes, the current words.
Which words exactly
About
do you want?
ignorance.
About ignorance.
Yeah.
I remember, Honorable, here I asked a question about some examples of the organization that are giving sensitization in the place where she lives, and she told me that she doesn't know.
My
Isn't
dear
that true?
judge.
So if she
it's
doesn't
indeed
know,
a point of order. She is insulting us that we are ignorant.
I'm
And
trying-
my dear judge, I would like to clarify more that we learn and we come here to learn more from our fellows.
And that is
because
what
she
I'm
asked
trying to
someone
give
and someone
you.
was like, I don't know. She's saying that particular person is ignorant.
this is what I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to inform you. So if you don't need the information, it is not in my wrong. I'm trying to inform you. I'm giving you the example of the organization that are helping us carry out this thing, and you're trying to tell me I'm abusing you. That is not even
Point
in
of
order.
order
And the
through
other
you,
thing I'd like to
Chairperson.
inform you. You say that HIV
Point
stroke
of
AIDS,
order.
stroke and the journey of ending HIV by 2030 is a scam. It is not a scam. First of all, I would like to inform you that, do you know about the purple death? You don't know about it, right? And I say about ignorance, and you, okay. Anyway, it's fine. I speak about the purple death. This happened and started
from the United States, whereby it was just flu that was caused by an influenza. That is flu. It killed people during the First World War. It killed people during the Second World War. And guess what? This is the same thing with HIV. HIV is also a virus like any other. But flu came to an end. Why? Because of the doctors that we are having. We are having doctors like Dr. Carol, Dr. Stephen, Dr. Alison Mathwell. These are the people that are inventing vaccines, that are inventing things that are helping us. So with such heads of these people, how are you telling me that this virus cannot come to an end? And for your own information, we have already found out a cure for HIV. Let me tell you how. This was found out on February 20th, 2023 at 1:11 by Dr. Kalvo Shalth Kumal, the 50th person to be cured of HIV/AIDS. This man is 53 years old, and he is the 50th person. The second person was Mr. Timothy Brown. He got cured. If you want to get this information, it is on www.nbc.news. These people are all coming out speaking. But
Point of inquiry allowed.
Thank you, our dear judge. It's Honorable Catherine Gift. I would want to inquire from you. Fine, we are talking of it, but you just even hear the name Timothy Brown, all that. It's not in Uganda, it's abroad. Let me inform you, this is Uganda. We are not looking outside. And also the period, we want to know. And also WW whatsoever gave us the same that there has been no cure of HIV. Let us make research properly.
Let me tell
Thank you.
Is HIV only in Uganda? So if Ugandan people get cured, won't they fly abroad? We are seeing Ugandan women who are getting men from abroad. So if that person goes abroad, sleep with a man there, comes back and brings the virus, what is the use of curing HIV in Uganda only? This thing needs to be worldwide. It's for the whole country, not just one person. And the other thing I would like to tell you,
Gift, you're out of time. Please use the next 30 seconds to wind up.
Now let me tell you, point of information. These people with HIV/AIDS, what we are carrying right now, what we are carrying out right now is encouraging them. With such people like Magic Johnson, such people like Alison Walkers, such people like Stephen, these are artists, these are celebrities that came out in public and confirmed that they have the virus. But did they die? Instead
Point of
them
inquiry
dying,
through
the people are looking,
Point of inquiry not allowed. Please continue.
people are looking forward to them as they are, even me, I'm looking up to Magic Johnson. He's a basketballer. I love that man. But he came out and confessed. And right now, he's my role model. Why? He had the courage to stand in people. He knew that they wouldn't discriminate him. But instead, they gave him more energy to become what he is today. So the people living with HIV, with such organizations like this, they can live and become better people in future. And when that happens, by 2030, the journey to ending HIV shall be possible. Like every other virus has been ended, even COVID-19 right
Point
now.
of
Who is
inquiry.
hearing about it?
Thank you
It
very
is
much.
coming to an end. Thank you.
Not allowed.
Thank you for the opportunity that has been granted to me. And I conclude by saying
Thank
that
you
journey
very much,
to
Gift.
ending
Thank
HIV/AIDS is a reality.
Thank you very
For good
much.
and my country.
As the last speaker comes in from Nakanonyi Girls, let's take note. This has been one hell of a debate, right? Very heated. So unlike the first debate, we are giving you one last person for each party. As you come through, the final speaker for Nakanyonyi, please prepare one last person to give the final stand of the group within 2 minutes.
From within or?
No, from you. Same will happen with this team. So as you're submitting, the team should organize one person who will give the final stand or the final provision, the final resolution of the team.
Now, they are trying
Please?
to clarify that there will be an extra from the
There will be
group.
an extra person after
Within
you. Within you.
Okay. Prevention is better than cures. You look for the cure first to prevent. The panel of judges, everyone in the house. My name is Namgaya Branya, student of Nakanyonye Girls School. It resolved the journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030 is a scam. Our dear judges, we are here to learn, we are not here to compete. If the journey to end HIV is 2030, then we have 4 years left. What am I talking about? ART were discovered in 1987. It's 37 years down the road. People who can access ANT, as per now in Uganda, 76%. Where is the 30? If at all, it is 37 years, and it's only 76%. Now, where is the other percentage? Can it go in for 30 for the remaining 5 years? Our dear judges, according to the national AIDS, there is no end game for HIV prevention and control beyond 2030. HIV
Point
could
of
be
inquiry through the chairperson.
Point
HIV.
of inquiry allowed.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. And I would like to inquire from you. We had a pandemic here that was coronavirus, right? But I think they found the cure of coronavirus. If the vaccine, I mean, if someone has coronavirus right now, you can go and they give you treatment, you get cured. What period of time did they get to get that
Thank you,
vaccine?
our dear judges.
So
That one
what
was
do you
just
mean
for
by
years. We
that?
are talking about something that has existed for
This
years
thing
and
caused
years.
lockdowns
Thank
that we
you.
never had.
Our dear judges, according to National HIV Strategic Plans, the strategy
Point of
reflects
information through the
President
chairperson.
Biden's
Not
commitment.
allowed.
Joe Biden's commitment to re-energize and strengthen a whole of society response to the epidemic while supporting people with HIV and reducing, mark the word of Joe Biden, and reducing, it's a developed country, not a developing country like Uganda, and reducing HIV-associated mortality. One of their goals is to prevent new HIV infections. Our dear judges, can we prevent HIV infections in 5 years? We are looking at sensitizing people. When you're sensitizing people, it requires you give them equipment.
Point of inquiry.
Point of inquiry through you allowed.
I would love to inquire from the pre-current speaker. That is the population of the world still the way it was by the time HIV was discovered?
Sorry?
I'm sure the answer is no. The second thing is, now we are talking about HIV/AIDS, and it's coming to an end by 2030. HIV cannot come to an end by 2030, but AIDS can come to an end by 2030. Why? Because you have 95% achievement.
Thank you, our dear judges. You've heard. It will not come to an end in 2030. Thank you.
Our dear judges,
It's
our
not on
motion
our side.
states that.
Our dear
Please,
judges, when you're
excuse me.
sensitizing people, when people don't know the use of condoms, just as one speaker
Our
from the
dear
opposing
judges.
side has
Excuse
said,
me.
from the
Please.
proposing side,
Excuse me.
she has said.
Excuse me. Let's give him time to sum up, then you also answer, okay?
Okay, sir.
Our dear judges, the resolution is the journey to ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality. Let's get our facts straight. There's a difference between HIV and AIDS, and for more information, you need to visit the Ministry of Health Department in charge of HIV/AIDS. Thank you.
Thank you, Ve. You can continue.
The motion is the journey to end HIV/AIDS by 2030. That's what we were given. HIV/AIDS. That's what we are given. HIV/AIDS. And that's what we are talking about. HIV/AIDS. Thank you, our dear judges. As the goal for the national, it is to prevent HIV infections by 2030. Our dear judges, by now the people who are aware of HIV infection is very low as far as the world is concerned, worldwide. As we bring on table the sensitizing part of it, very people don't know the use of condoms by now. Our dear judges, this is a condom. And we very well know it is a condom. But there are people who don't know
You
the use
have
of
30
it.
seconds to wind up. Thank you.
Our dear judges, we are going to work hand in hand with other organizations. I request that because I'm using my time to bring the condom. They have told me to bring it. Thank you, our dear judges. One member on the proposing side was saying that sex cannot be transmitted through fluids. Do you know the use of a condom? Does everyone has a wound on the penis? No. Every fluid contains HIV. Our dear judges, when a person, and if you don't put on that condom, there are infections in the body. You know, we have, as ladies, we have wounds under. Those wounds that you cannot feel, like any other wound on the body that you cannot feel. Likewise to the men. You have wounds on the penises according to Google research. Please visit Google. If at all they come into contact, then HIV is transmitted.
Point of information.
Our dear judges,
please wind
we
up.
are talking on behalf of people who are affected right now. If we are to end HIV,
Point
it's
of
not by
information,
2030.
Point of
We have-
information not allowed.
We have to
Wind up.
first protect the rights of people having HIV. Before ending HIV, we have to first protect their rights.
Why?
Our dear judges, this is going to be done in very many ways, such as sensitizing, fighting for human rights. Our dear judges, the
Wind up
government,
the next 10
the
seconds.
government has failed to support. The government has failed to support organizations. That's one of their weaknesses. Just as the speaker from the proposing side has said that we have 62 hospitals in the whole Uganda. 62 hospitals can they accommodate for all the people who are affected.
Please wind up.
Thank you, our dear judges. I stand to say that we shall end HIV, but not in 2030. Our dear proposers, come and join me just as you see. GNRYPA is telling to join hands with us so that we can stand to fight for the rights of people and also to end HIV between 2030 and
Please
2040.
wind up.
Thank you.
Thank you. The final speaker, you have 2 minutes uninterrupted. Please approach the platform.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity granted. I repeat, my name is Nachinga Catherine Gift from Musana Vocational High School, and I've been given the opportunity to wrap up. First of all, dear judges, I would like you to be clear about the motion of today.
So the motion for the debate was, and is ending AIDS by 2030 is a reality or a scam.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our dear judge.
And for that,
Either way, before I start counting your minutes, either way, even if the discussion was HIV and AIDS, you would have had the chance to say ending AIDS, but you kept saying ending HIV. Is that clear? You kept saying that ending HIV is not a reality, it's a scam, which ending HIV was not part of that motion. It's a question of what debate motion you received. Nonetheless, this is not going to be used for assessing. The points still stand as you have put them out. So no need for defending or doing what. We are trying to realign. Check through the emails that were sent. Was this an error that you made was in the communication? But how comes that you received 2 different motions? You get my point? Proceed.
okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarification. And I would like to inform all of you that when we talk about World AIDS Day, it involves all nations, right? I'm just trying to get information from you. Is it true? World AIDS Day, whereby it was held on 2023. It was in the United States, whereby all presidents were present and they read the following: the global AIDS data status. It moved from 2.8 to 2.5 to 2.1 to 1.4 to 1.3 recently. Which means AIDS is really coming to an end. AIDS is being suppressed by the people that are coming up with the very well improved technology, the very well improved funds that are being given even to the poorest countries. Let me inform you, Uganda does not have 62 hospitals. That is not true. Uganda has 90 hospitals, and it is well clarified. If you want to get that information, it is on www.medical.com.government. Thank you. And the other thing, apart from the hospitals, We are having other organizations. We are having TASO. We are having even the Unipies here. These are people that NEMA, they are all carrying out sensitization about HIV/AIDS. These people are encouraging. They are helping us to focus that the journey of ending HIV is really a reality, whereby all people are being encouraged. Now, if you come out and tell them it is a scam, you're trying to reduce their energy. You're trying to tell them it cannot come true. You're giving them false hopes. You're giving them that feeling that really, if it can't come to an end, that means even my children are going to have it, even my great-great-grandchildren are going to have it, which is not true. For example, MC Katz, he's a man who came out and announced that he has HIV.
Please
but
wind up.
recently, right now, his children were well tested and they're like, they don't have HIV. So if that new upcoming generation doesn't have, even the other people, they will get that chance. And trust me, the journey to ending AIDS is really a reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The final person from Nakanoni Girls.
Thank you, our dear judges. The journey to end AIDS by 2030 is a scam. We as the negators, we stand to say it is really impossible. In the 5 years that we are looking at to reach 2030, for us, we want to first prevent. Before looking at the cure, remember there are very many people who are being affected by HIV as per now in Uganda. Leave alone worldwide, we are looking at our country, Uganda. Each and every day, cases are increasing of people being affected with HIV. And for us, this is the way we are going to do it. We are not going to look at ending HIV in 2030, but first and foremost, we want to first stop the prevention. Why HIV is affecting people? Really, why are people being affected with HIV? This is what we are going to do. We are going to work hand in hand with the government and supportives to end HIV by AIDS. People are going to testing services and then encourage people to use ANT. This is not a one-day thing, it's a process. So we just need to sit down and we think about it with our dear proposers. Before you look at the cure, first to prevent. First to look where it is coming from. Remember, we have very many people who are sickly, people who are affecting people because of stigma or rape. Just as you have said, that if I'm raped and I'm rushed to hospital, remember there is someone in Kasese. There is someone in Ibugweri district far away. Our dear judges, there is voluntary medical male circumcision, VMMC. It's also going to be put in practice. So that if that skin, the foreskin is removed, it can also help in preventing HIV. We are going to work hand in hand with the concerned bodies in elimination of mother-to-child HIV transmission. As we are talking about AIDS, remember in every, however much you have a phone, just tune in. If you put HIV, they'll bring HIV/AIDS. Our dear judges, it's not about AIDS or HIV, it's HIV/AIDS, our dear judges. We are looking at our future. We are looking at the people who are affected. How have we helped them so that you can protect their rights? You know, when someone is not protected, that person can use that chance to affect other people because it's not listened to, because it's not given care. Our dear judges, we are going to also work hand in hand to emphasize early infant diagnosis so that people may come to know their status says, this is how we are preventing HIV in the 5 years. Remember, it is 37 years down the road since Aunt was found. But what is the outcome? What is the outcome, our dear judges? And then we are going to work hand in hand with other organizations to fight stigma and violence prevention. Our dear judges, TASO has been in existence, TASO has helped people, but what is the percentage? Thank you, our dear judges. I remain Namgaya Brania. We are here to learn, not to compete. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How are we feeling? hot. It's raining outside. Still cloudy outside, but it's getting hot in here, right? Sorry. It's all part of the process. But just like you said, we are here to learn, not to compete. Though there is a trophy to that learning. So when you talked about same thing I'm going to do, thank you very much for the great information that you have shared. All of you had great points. There are great points as to why we feel this is a scam. And there are also great points why we feel this is a reality. When we talk about, one thing I've realized, the confusion this debate has brought, and that's what we wanted to push you to understand, is the difference between HIV and AIDS. HIV is a virus. That virus doesn't have a cure as yet. You get the point? So we are not so certain about the next 5 years. So we cannot end HIV by 2030. What's HIV? When you talk about AIDS, the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. When you look at our primary education about AIDS, they'll tell you it's a collection of diseases. You have diarrhea, you have whooping cough, you have what? Chickenpox, and all those other diseases that are combined. So when you think about ending AIDS by 2030, the question is, can we make sure that people living with HIV do not advance to AIDS? You get the point? So you just advance to AIDS. You do not just wake up and you have AIDS. You can have HIV and you do not have AIDS. For you to have AIDS, it takes time either with poor adherence or delay to start treatment or unhealthy behaviors. But if someone is on treatment consistently, correctly, as they're advised by their health workers or their doctors, then that means they cannot advance to AIDS. The question of whether AIDS can be ended by 2030 or not is actually a national debate. And I applaud you for putting out those strong points. Because some actors are saying we actually can end AIDS by 2030, and others are saying no. We still have stockouts of medication in our health facilities, points you should have brought. We still have stockouts of medications, whereby you find that people are spending months without treatment or on the wrong treatment. We still have situations of young people failing on treatment because of different reasons, and that may take them to advance to AIDS. We still have situations of children with unsuppressed viral loads. You get the point? So there are other things that we need to be looking at if at all we are to end AIDS by 2030. Then the question of mother-to-child transmission. I'm just going to pick out the things that were of interest to me that we need to understand. Like I mentioned, there are various ways through which HIV can be transmitted to different people. This can be through fluids, the different fluids, like semens, like blood. It can also be through mother-to-child. The science of mother-to-child is kind of technical. Sometimes they will tell you the child is not infected from the womb, they're infected either through breastfeeding or at birth. Those are different levels at which one can contract HIV. But with the current advancements in technology, in research, many of us might have heard about elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. And that is how they are reducing the numbers of children that are being born with HIV. If you look at the statistics, you will see that there has been a decrease in children who are being born with HIV. I will not say that they are no. They are still there, but relatively lower than they were before. Then the other question was around awareness creation. I would say there can never be sufficient awareness creation, because each day there are different advancements. There are different things that are coming up. As we are still talking about elimination of mother-to-child, you're talking about HIV cure. As you're still talking about HIV cure, we are talking about viral load suppression, treatment literacy. So that means that the struggle to create awareness around HIV is continuous. It cannot end. And you can never be so certain that now people have all the information. Because as we are standing here today in Jinja, we shall not even refer to Iganga. Let me talk about Karamoja. They have not heard of this program, but there are other programs happening there. They may not be about HIV. They could be about teenage pregnancies. They could be about gender-based violence or anything. So the aspect of awareness creation is a duty and role that we should take on as individuals in our capacities to do whatever that we can, whatever information that you have, to spread it wider to your colleagues who may never get the chance to be in this hall like you have. We wanted to bring in everyone from every school, but we could not. That means that those of you who are privileged to be here today have the mandate to go back to your respective schools through the different platforms that you have at school to inform those that did not make it to the event today. Then no one is ignorant. That's a point we should learn. We all have our own perspectives of things, okay? You may be saying that treatment is 100% efficient, but for me, I know treatment is 50% efficient. It doesn't mean that I don't know. It doesn't mean that I'm ignorant. It only means that I have a different perspective of information. So we come here to learn. Like Mr. Benjamin mentioned it, we are all here to learn and relearn. Let's put away the wrong perceptions that we have been having, the wrong information that we've been having, open to learning and relearning the other things that we already knew and were already in place. With that, join me to give one more round of applause to our debaters as they go back to take their seats. Well done. This was a heated one. And I'm implored to think that maybe we need to do this more often, because some of the conversations that have come up here call for us to continue engaging, to continue having these kind of conversations, to come down to your different schools and engage more. But thank you very much for debating. Thank you very much for cheering on. At time mentioned, I was like, shall we manage this hall with this kind of cheering and all that? But here we are now. So next on our agenda is we are supposed to be receiving remarks from the Ministry of Education. So it's an honor to welcome Mr. Kasule Mohammed to give us.
Good afternoon. Are you okay? I see all of you are alert, isn't it? How have been this? So interactive, eh? I see you. Okay, I'm called Muhammad Kasule. I work with the Ministry of Education and Sports as a technical advisor on school health and HIV. Okay? So, the mayor of Jinja municipality, the clerk, the head teacher that have participated in this debate, the teachers, the senior woman teacher, the senior man teacher, the learners, and also our dearest partners. I know we have one of the development partner, UNESCO and UNIPA. You are welcome and thank you for attending this very important event that has really created a lot of discussions on issues concerning HIV. Thank you so much for attending this very important inter-school debate. Yeah, so before I start, I need also to give an observation. I know UNIPA has already given 1 or 2. I know my colleague from UNESCO will give. So I think these are good, because as a ministry, we do recommend what we call a co-curricular approach, where we have debates, where we have music, dance, and drama. These are some of the critical strategies that make young people to get to the right information, isn't it? And also to be active. Because we have realized that the co-curricular activities are a good strategy in ensuring young people get the information, which is the right information, and get informed decisions. Because when you, I think so many of you, at least you have picked 1 or 2, isn't it? 1 or 2 information about how you can prevent HIV, how you can, how also you can support those learners who are living positively, isn't it? Because I had an issue of stigma. You know, stigma is one of the areas that is affecting the young people who are living with HIV not to have high on treatment. So by the time we live here, so many of us will be now we're actually empowered not to really stigmatize, especially the young people who are living with what? With HIV. So one of the key observations I've made here, I remember as we are talking about ending HIV by 2030, an issue of condom came in, isn't it? You heard about it. And I think when you are concluding, it wasn't conclusively made. You didn't conclude it very well. Because yes, condom yes, they can protect HIV. But the most safest is what? 100% is abstinence. I think that we also would have come out strongly, because as a ministry, we do recommend that young people in primary and secondary must abstain. And that's one of the strong points we emphasize in the Ministry of Education and what? And Sports. So abstinence is the best strategy to prevent HIV, isn't it? So that one also, I just want to emphasize. And also, within our policy environment, we do encourage abstinence. Then I know, yes, some young people are sexually active, but we work with the Ministry of Health, because our role as a sector is to empower young people with HIV prevention messages, to make informed decisions. I know young people, you go through a lot of challenges, but as a role for the ministry is to give you life skills, information about sexuality, your sexuality, to ensure you make informed decisions as you are transiting from different levels of education. Then the other observation I observed is about ending AIDS. Yes, that's I need to appreciate that Ruth from UNIPA clarified about it. But again, I would have also loved to hear what innovation did Uganda take to end HIV? Because yes, you do the debates. By the end of the day, you need to understand that what has Uganda done. I liked, yes, were they the proposers? They talked about that Uganda was among the countries that met at UN, isn't it? But there's a very important innovation or initiative which Uganda took, and somehow it has worked. I know, I need to appreciate that it's not easy to end HIV by 20 what? But I remember this would also come out that His Excellency, we know about it, we know His Excellency of Uganda, the President of Uganda, actually launched what we call a presidential track initiative. Do you talk about it? Because it's through that Uganda is among the countries that had to demonstrate, to showcase on how to end HIV by 20 what? So His Excellency actually launched what we call a presidential fast-track initiative as a public what? Health to end HIV by 2030. That one didn't come out clearly because we need also because debate, you get information. To understand what has Uganda done, what are those milestones Uganda has reached to some extent to see how we can end HIV by 20 what? And this actual initiative had about 5 strong points. One of them, to engage men in HIV prevention and to close the tap of the new HIV infection. Because we realize that so many of the men, the young people, don't go for HIV, they don't go for testing. So how do we increase the sensitization? How do we increase empowering them with information to ensure they go for testing, to know their status? Because if you are able to know your status, first of all, it gives you that kind of a ground to go for treatment and also to avoid the reinfection. Then the other strong point was to accelerate the implementation of they call them a treat and test, which is attainment of the 390s. I didn't hear somebody talking about the 390. You know about the 390? 90 target. They're about 3. Who can tell me the definition of the 390s? Yes. Please.
The 390s are 90% of people living with HIV knowing their HIV status, 90% of people who know their status on treatment, and the last 90% of people on treatment with the supported viral loads. Suppressed viral loads. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that was a good understanding of the 90 what? Target. Then the other strong point was to consolidate the progress in elimination of mother-to-child transmission. Mother-to-child, yes, transmission. As you are aware that our Honorable Minister, the First Lady, was one of the who championed the eliminating of mother-to-child HIV transmission. So that is one of the key points that the initiative was emphasizing. How can we now build on what was we achieved to ensure we continue preventing a child getting HIV during the what? During delivery. Then the other strong point was financial sustainability for HIV infections, for HIV, meaning that the government must continue committing. Because for us to prevent HIV, the government must commit funds. It must mainstream. For example, all institutions, that's why they called HIV as a multi-sectoral. I think that word is also be able to know that all sectors have a role to play. Education sector must ensure that we integrate HIV into what we are doing, into the school curriculum, into our programming, into routine monitoring, into whatever we do. In fact, this is one of the other good areas here that have through debates. How do you also talk about how we can prevent HIV? Then lastly is to ensure institutional effectiveness as a multi-sectoral. And that's why you are seeing me here that I'm from the ministry. Within the ministry, we have what we call a school health and HIV unit, which actually is responsible to oversee the implementation of school health and HIV prevention programs in the entire education sector. But again, also the unit builds capacity of the institution to put these issues of HIV on the agenda, as well as policy development and supporting the integration of issues of health and HIV across the entire relevant departments. So that's one of the strong initiatives I was trying to emphasize, that which Uganda has really taken direction to end HIV by 2030. I also, the other very important issue here is also to appreciate UNIPA, because as you're aware, UNIPA is a project that is looking at ensuring that we have our schools are protected and safe, and it's being implemented in Iganga and what, and Jinja. That's why I think they are here. And the program is aimed at enhancing response to HIV care and treatment for young people who are living with what? HIV. And also addressing one of the critical issues which has come out clearly in this debate, the stigma and discrimination in what? In school. Of course, we have worked with the NIPA as a ministry, and is one of the key pattern of ours that is really supporting the ministry to ensure young people are equipped, and young people who are living with HIV are supported to retain on treatment, and also addressing the issues of stigma and discrimination in schools. Also appreciate the continued support from UNESCO. I'm happy to have received Madame Teddy. Thank you so much, Madame Teddy. The Madame Teddy you are seeing on my left here is one of the a technical person or an officer in UNESCO on issues of HIV, learners, health and well-being. So I need to appreciate Madame Teddy for really committing time to really also join these really very important inter-school debates. By the way, while we are here, the support is from UNESCO. And the madam you are seeing there is the one really who has been at the forefront in ensuring this activity successfully takes place. Please clap and applaud UNESCO. As you are aware, the education sector plays what we call a multi-sectoral response and partnership and coordination mechanism regarding issues of HIV, regarding issues of sexual reproductive health, and regarding issues of GBV. Because somebody may try to ask why education sector is handling issues of health. Yes, because it's a multi-sectoral. You won't find a school nurse. Yes, you imagine an health worker or medical worker going. Yes, they can come to school, but not oftenly. But again, we realize that for us to end to prevent the new spread of HIV, it should be multi-sectoral. You need to build the capacity of the systems. That's why we're having these inter-school debates. That's why within the Ministry of Education, we have a fully-fledged unit. And that's why within our curriculum, I know under the lower secondary curriculum, they have integrated issues of health and HIV. At least every young person across the board to have a dose. Because we realize that for us to be able to prevent the new infections among young people, we must increase knowledge. There should be knowledge awareness about HIV prevention, isn't it? That's why we go an extra mile to integrate in the lower secondary curriculum. We actually, last year we had kickstarted the process of having it into the upper secondary. But I know we still have discussion on the upper secondary curriculum. But if we are now set to have it, if the curriculum reform is now set, we shall integrate it in our upper secondary curriculum. Of course, young people are faced with enormous challenges, such as lack of access to information. Are you aware that we have a bigger number of young people not having knowledge about HIV and sexual reproductive health? Are you aware? Because almost 40% of young people don't have knowledge about HIV prevention. So those are some of, and these debates are what? A good initiative to increase awareness. Then, of course, our focus as a sector is promote effective health behavior change communication at all levels through age-appropriate, religiously, and culturally acceptable messages. So whenever the information we give into schools must be age-appropriate. I cannot give an information for a learner of upper primary, the same information with the learner from lower secondary to upper secondary. So our focus is age appropriate, and this information must be age, religiously, and culturally what? Acceptable messages. So that's why whenever we give this information, we need to be so specific on religious and culturally. Then the minister has developed a number of policy guidelines. Of course, we came up with a policy on management of teenage pregnancy, prevention and management of teenage pregnancy and re-entry. We also came up with an HIV at workplace, because there are some of the policies that are really supporting to ensure as a sector we prevent the HIV, Then also, you know about the National Sexuality Education Framework. It's one of the critical documents that now the ministry is trying to implement to ensure young people are safe and they are able to retain into the school setting. Then lastly, we are also coming up with materials on life skills and the reproductive health education under the support of UNESCO. Because we realize that so many of our schools have no materials, isn't it? In your schools, do you have some messages on HIV, OGBV? Do you have those messages there? You have? Eh? Some of them you don't have. So the ministry is working on that to ensure that all schools are able to get this kind of information. And also teachers are trained to ensure that it reaches out to the young people. I think that's what I can be able to share. But thank you so much for really committing time. And also, I'm going to appreciate much the learners who have really showed commitment. And also having these interactions, the debate, the inter-school competition. I've liked your they call it full participation, isn't it? Thank you so much.
Another round of applause, a more energetic one. Thank you very much, Mr. Kasule. I believe by now we all know what is right, what is wrong, what documents are available, what policies has Ministry of Education put out there, and what can we do. What Uganda is doing, that still is a question for us to research about. But we know that Uganda is one of the countries that are really responsive towards HIV. I believe our country, the one that had the first president, put out an initiative like the Presidential Fast Track Initiative to stopping HIV. So moving forward, I need energy. You're all like that. Blah, blah, blah. Where are those people that say that they could challenge the Matawazi troop earlier? Or you no longer have the energy? The debate has taken everything. The team from Musa is like, nothing left. Do you still have the energy? Are you sure? But anyways, as we are getting close to the completion of our day's event, we are left with a few sessions. All about 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But before we get to that, I know Mr. Dennis, this is more of me hijacking you. But we would really appreciate, we as the students of Jinja and Iganga, to get a small remark from you in regards to the health aspect. Because you've heard from Ministry of Education, it would also be really important for us as the students and pupils of Jinja and Iganga to get a remark from you briefly about the conversation that we have had, and maybe anything that we need to look out for as students, as young people, and as actors within these respective districts. You are welcome. Just 1 minute? Okay. In the meantime, could I have one volunteer, please? You no longer want to volunteer, eh? The anthems brought problems. You are already in front. You are from debating, right? So I would love to see someone who hasn't been to this stage. Aren't you the one that led us in the first anthems? And you're coming back. Is that fair? You saw nobody was coming. Who was coming? Now that's the thing. This country is for you to be first. The early warm, eh? Okay, so just briefly, since you're two here, I would love you to just tell us from your observations, what do we as young people need to do? The way you're smiling now. What do we as young people need to do, if at all we are to achieve the last resolution, ending AIDS by 2030. But also to break it down, maybe that's broad, we can speak about creating a safe environment for children and young people in the school setting, considering the special group of young people living with HIV. So what can we do? It can be us as young people, as students. It can be as the district leadership or the city leadership. It can be the patrons that we came with or the school administration. So just one or two things. What do we need to do?
Thank you very much. By names of Watsemba Sarah Merab, a student from the Horizon campus, Pomode High School. I think one of the things that we should do is having cooperation, not only via the students, but with the administration to create more sensitization to our fellow students who are infected with this virus. And in case we are aware that this kind of youth is having this disease or child, let us try to be more cooperative. Let us show them the support. I'll give an example of a youth who is pregnant at school. What should we do? We should be in hand with them to encourage them to take their medication as HIV victims. We should also encourage them to also come to school. Feel at school, feel at peace. Feel free with the environment to also engage in leadership skills, such as debating as we are here tonight, contesting for different posts at school. This will also encourage them. Will also encourage other students who are infected that if my fellow student who is infected is doing this, whom am I not to do it? Thank you very much.
I'm very honored for the opportunity extended. I'm Negra Marvin and I'm from Triangle SS Dasiganga. The question you asked in comparison to the debate that you're having, I believe what you have done is enough at least to guide us and take us somewhere. When you come to the people who were this side, I'm not certain whether they were proposing or were opposing, but they were really splendiferous in their delivering of the views. When you come this side, the people were really hunky-dory in their deliverance of the views. So me being here as a view, giving out a view of the question that has been asked, that what should be done. Generally, we personally, we should take that initiative. It being that it HIV or stroke AIDS, I believe none of us would wish to become infected with that. So we're taking the initiative. Let us follow what we are always being told. Let us do what it requires. But to me, I believe what we have done, all the debate, I believe we have been guided, because we are here to learn and learn as it has been earlier said. But the effort was really great, and I'm really superfragilistic for such an opportunity. Anyway, thanks very much.
When I heard the first word of this team was splendiferous, I was like, well and good. Then this team of ours are what? Are what? Diabolistic. Spagolistic. Thank you very much, sir. I can confirm 100% that it could be only around 3 people that understood what you said. Myself not included. Because those words, they were so heavy. I didn't know we had another Ambide this side. But anyway, thank you very much for the feedback. I would love to concur with all of you that what we are doing is good, but we need to do more. It can never be enough until every last person is reached with information. But just like the lady from Pomode said, this cannot be done alone. It calls for efforts from all of us, the different actors, both state and non-state, the young people ourselves in the school setting that we are in, programmers like myself, Michael, and the other team at UNIPA, the different health experts, the education experts, and the funders as well. It takes a collaborative energy. It takes synergy for us to work together and be able to ensure that we are creating a safe environment for young people living with HIV. So at that point, I'm led to believe that Mr. Dennis is ready to address us, and I welcome you to the stage. Let's give a strong clap. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruth, for giving me the opportunity to say a word. Let me thank my colleagues from Ministry of Education, UNESCO, and then the boss of the city. I'm thrilled to be able to be part of this and to say a word. Before I say anything, I want to say something and regarding the information. When you have wrong information, sometimes it misguides us, and especially if it's related to health. I so much appreciate those who were here. They were trying to tell us their understanding of what is before us, and that is the big monster, the HIV/AIDS. But somehow we don't need to be misguided. HIV is not in the sperm. Get it from me. And that should be very right. Ruth, I think we still have a lot of information gaps. And my boss from Ministry of Health, I think we need to do a lot more in terms of information disseminations. We need to have these seed facts everywhere in school so that the children get the right information. Ministry of Health has a very clear guidelines on how HIV is transmitted and can be prevented. So let's have those documents available. That is it. Especially the patrons, let's try to have this information with us, and then we give these young doctors the right information. I was very much impressed when they were trying to go into the details of the clinical aspect of HIV at this stage. So that is very encouraging. And with time, I'm very sure you're going to learn about it. I earlier mentioned that my name is Dennis Ogwala, and I'm the Senior Technical Advisor working with USAID Uganda Health Activities. We are implementing Spoke and Hub module project in Uganda, in several regions, and closely working with Ministry of Health and regional referral hospitals to support implementing partners. And UNESCO, I think this is a very good opportunity for us to integrate and coordinate our activities or intervention. We've had a gap somehow, but I'm happy that I am here today. Ruth, I'm going to link up with you to our gender and youth specialist for both Uganda Health Activity and local health partners organization here in Busoga, so that even when you are not around, they move everywhere in Busoga region. Every community, they will be moving to school as well as to provide technical support. Please, let's get in touch and we ensure that we jointly deal with this. What do? Like I said, the up and spoke model is a strategy that Uganda is implementing. For a very long time, we've had several implementing partner of organization coming to community, to different places to try and address different aspects of health, ranging from HIV work and family health, and basically maternal and child health. So what we are doing now, we are supporting the regional referral to support other funded organizations to again give support to district, to sub-counties, and to the community. That's what we are doing. So our role is basically to provide technical support, above-site support. And therefore, we try as much as possible to profile all the organizations working in the region. Our focus number one in the region, I want to be specific. One of the greatest challenge in Busoga region is teenage pregnancy. And we are really, really struggling with this. It is up to about 37% of the young girls who are being impregnated. Both in and out of schools, so many girls get out of school due to early pregnancy. So this is a big areas of concern that we are trying to work with relevant authorities. Town clerk, this is a big problem in including the city. And you wonder why. What is it about the moral decadence, or is it about the culture? School, what do we learn in schools? So teachers, please help us. Let us retain these girls in schools. Ministry of Health, again, in relation to HIV, is implementing, which we are working together and supporting health facilities. There is a strategy that is being implemented now called Integrated Community Service Delivery Models. People have been talking about HIV here. Again, the 2030 is not to end HIV/AIDS. Get it right. It's not about to end HIV/AIDS, but it's about epidemic control. When we reach 2030, the vision is that we should be HIV should not be a threat. When we reach 20, it would be like malaria, isn't it? That is the focus. So we are implementing that to support youth and adolescents, especially with the young and adolescents that are HIV positive with the problem of viral load suppression. Do you understand when we say viral load? That is the amount of virus that is in the body. So when we don't do certain things, the virus keep multiplying in our bodies, and then we eventually die. But when we swallow the drug, as it is prescribed by the medical doctors and health workers, the drug is able to suppress or reduce the number of viruses in our body, isn't it? To the level where it cannot be detected. And when the virus is not detected, you live healthy, isn't it? And you can stay like any other person. Are we together? So that is the focus. And we're working with all the health facilities. By the Uganda has over, somebody was saying we have how many hospitals that offer HIV services in the country? 60, 70 something. We have 1,000, more than 50,000 health facilities in the country that provides HIV service. More than what? 50 what? 1,000 health, including private and government. So you can access these services anywhere in your community within a radius of 5 kilometers. If you're HIV positive, you can have drugs. Again, within the strategy of integrated community health service delivery, patients are being treated based on what they want or how they want to be treated. We have quite a number of modules. You can remain in your home and then somebody bring for you ARVs. It is not like those days where you can take 2 or 3 pills many times a day, but this time we have more potent drugs that you can take only 1 per day. Even if you have not eaten, you're good to go. You see how good it is now? Things have been made easier. We're even moving a step further. In about 1 or 6 months to come, HIV patient will be injected, and then you stay for 2 months. It is still under trial with the Joint Clinical Research Center. We are almost there. So we shouldn't attach stigma to HIV. Hello? Are we together? In every health facility, we have people called peers or YAPs, young adolescents. These are people who are at health facility to support their fellow youth who are victims of HIV/AIDS. So all those programs are in place to support and ensure that our young people are supported. Indeed, I was feeling bad for my team that sat this side that were opposing. You had a very difficult, it was quite difficult for them to oppose it. Indeed, these people, but that was not to roast you, but I think Ruth and the team wanted you, they wanted just your understanding. It's not, you are not opposing for nothing. And don't feel guilty, you get it. It was really difficult to oppose. But the fact of the matter is children or adolescents, we really, really need your support. You need support. Unfortunately, all of you went off the topic. Isn't it? Especially the secondary people. The topic was your role in handing, or your role in regards to the 2030, isn't it? And none of you talked about it. And yet we needed to hear from you. How will you be involved? They said you are central, isn't it? So even when we go back, let's be thinking, how central am I in ensuring that by 2030 we reach epidemic control? That should be the question in our mind. But all the ideas that came here were really very, very good. Another thing that is of key interest with us that you need to know is about, I've talked about teenage pregnancy, is about family planning access for young girls. It is a policy by Ministry of Health that this should be accessible from 11 to 19 years, should be able to access family planning services, commodities, and they are available in our community, except that we lack information. Although, it doesn't look very well if a young girl of about 11 to 15 years or to 9 start asking for about family planning services. Does it sound good? But somebody said here that when they were doing HPV, human papillomavirus vaccination, isn't it? That they could not do because even P4 girls, they could not find any virgin girl, isn't it? So that means the reality is that these young girls have already been exposed to sex, isn't it? And therefore, we have opportunity to prevent pregnancy. So should you need it, you go to the nearest health facility and access these services. It is a reality. I know some institutions like the cultural institutions are against this. But the truth of the matter is these young girls are active and people are in love. So, but for me, what is important is love comes with risk. At the moment, come with what? That can spoil your future. Two important risks. One, you can either get infected with not only HIV, but any other infections, sexually transmitted. Two, you can get pregnant. As early as 11, one at town clerk, if you move to a health facility and you visit antenatal clinics, those young mothers, the mothers you see there are young girls. So, and once you get pregnant, you demotivate a parent, isn't it? Priority shift. And you start struggling or hustling in life at that early age. Is that a good thing? Let's delay our sexual debut, isn't it? We can start after we finish. It's not a long time. If you can study at 25, there you're good to go. You will have studied and your future will have been shaped. So please, let's take precaution of that. I know Kato Edward from the Ministry of Health AIDS Control Program should have been there, here, but because of the commitment, he was not able to come. And he reached out to me, said, please, can you reach out? I didn't know about this. I would have preferred a presentation, but this was kind of an ambush. But I do not take it for granted. I'm very, very happy that I'm here. Going forward, Ruth, please don't leave me out. Please don't leave me out, yes. I know we have a lot to do together. I will be visiting some of these schools, and we see some of the projects that they are doing. I'm very happy that the government has changed the curriculum. So this will fit into our program as well. For those that have dropped out, we have programs that are linking youth, and we are now skilling. We are skilling them. We have so many partners in the region that can support us. But for now, for those of us who have the opportunity to study, please go ahead and ensure that you study. With all this, maybe you will allow me also give my feedback, and so that we don't waste time. They will only give you the result. Let me give you my feedback on how the debate went. Yes, quite a number of you were giving. First of all, I'm not going to mention the name. There was one person who was very knowledgeable. I like the fact that you are able to talk about HIV evolution, how it came about, where it came from. Although you did not connect it to our country, you needed to have talked about Uganda as well. So that is the first step. If you understand how things are, that is very, very good. And I like that. All of you were able to talk about a little bit of fact. Somebody talked about the fact sheet in the New Vision. If I had the opportunity to give you a present, for me, you won my heart. That lady, if you can talk about, so we take some of the information we read in the newspaper for granted, but it's very, very important. So that lady who talked about it, you have 10,000. For me, if you still remember, for somebody who talked about a fact sheet, yes, I have 10,000 shillings for you. That is, I'll give it to you. That was too good. That is how we should learn to understanding what you're talking about. Then there was a lady also who sang. She was trying to explain something through a song. You also have 10,000. That is the kind of the level with which we can understand certain things in the society. It's not all about you should be able to relate certain things to other things that happen, isn't it? It helps us. Ruth, sorry for talking. But yes, ARV, somebody talked about it is free of charge. Government provide this free of charge. They don't sell them. If you find somebody selling ARVs, please don't buy. Yes, when you are making citation, you need to give facts with evidence that according to so and so. We have quite a number of literatures in the country. Don't go very far. Look around. Within the Ministry of Health and other partners, even UNESCO, they have a lot of writing regarding HIV. Start from there. I saw a booklet there. The information is there. So please, let's